How we doing, folks? We are live. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? How's your week going so far? It's Tuesday. Great, happy Tuesday to you. I don't know if that's a thing. Happy Tuesday. But you know how we do each and every day, except for Sunday. We didn't come on yesterday. We had some business to take care of, but we are live to talk about all things pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, PCOS, all these erectile dysfunction, all these forms of insulin resistance. We're going to talk about, is insulin resistance something that you got to have for the rest of your life? Is having diabetes, being overweight, being obese, is that something that you got to have for the rest of your life? We call it diabesity. So diabetes and obesity together makes up diabesity, which I had. I had diabesity, diabetes and heart disease and obesity, all of that, all diagnosed at the very same doctor's visit. So, folks, I no longer have that. I no longer have diabetes. I'm no longer obese. So the question is, can it be done? Is diabetes reversible? And the answer is, you better bet your bottom dollar it is. Super easy condition to get, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes. Very easy to condition to get. But on the other hand, it's also very easy to get rid of. It's one of the only conditions that, most of the conditions are all lifestyle related conditions, but this one especially, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, this is all a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So here's the thing. If it was the diet and the lifestyle that caused the condition, shouldn't it be the diet and lifestyle that gets me out of the condition, that can get you out of the condition? So I'm here to tell you, folks, that you're not trapped. When it comes to insulin resistance, when it comes to diabetes, when it comes to taking all of these different medications all day, every day, you're not trapped. How we doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning? We talk about, if you're just joining us, we talk about all things pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, PCOS, all of that stuff is related to insulin resistance. So now the question is it reversible? Once you get it, do you have to have it for the rest of your life? And the answer is it's absolutely reversible. You don't have to have it for the rest of your life unless you just choose to. Unless you choose to have it for the rest of your life, then you could. That's a possibility. It's choice time. You've got a choice. Just like I had a choice. When I got diagnosed with my diagnosis, I had a choice too. You can have a choice as well. So do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, struggling with insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, whatever. If they are suffering with that, man, please forward this live over there to them. We're going to be here for another 3.5 hours. We'll be here until noon Eastern time. What are we going to talk about? Number one thing we're going to talk about is, what is insulin resistance? What is diabetes? Is type 2 diabetes? Once you get it, do you have to have it for the rest of your life? All right. So that's what we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about what the heck is it? Who's the villain? Who are we fighting? And then once we figure out who the villain is, who we're fighting, then we're going to find out how to defeat the villain. Like, how are we going to defeat this villain? You've seen the movies before. I know you've seen the movies. There's always a villain in the movie. And at the end of the movie, what happens? The villain always loses. The villain never prevails. Even in the Avengers, it took a bunch of movies for them to defeat Thanos, but they finally did it. They finally beat him. Took 3 or 4 movies or something. They paid a lot of price. There was a lot of prices that had to be paid. They had to pay a lot of prices. People lost their lives, all that stuff. Iron Man, we lost Iron Man in the movie. But the villain always loses. So here's the thing, folks. That is what I'm going to teach you how to do when it comes to type 2 diabetes. I'm going to teach you how to defeat the villain, no matter how long it takes. It could be one movie, it could be 2 movies, it could be 3 movies, but ultimately, we're going to defeat this villain. So stick around with me for a little while. I got you. So that's step number 1. Number 1 is what is the condition? And then number 2 is how do we defeat it once we get it? You can lower your A1C. You can drop your A1C. So your A1C won't drop by itself. You can drop your A1C, folks, in as little as 14 days. Yeah. I know it takes 3 months altogether. 3 months. That's how long it takes altogether. That's to see the overall picture. But in as little as 2 weeks, if you give yourself a blood sugar shower, as I like to say, it's not a medical term, but a blood sugar shower. Meaning type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So if you change your dietary and lifestyles within 14 days, dramatically you change it. Some people A1C went from, if they joined my 14-day challenge, from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From an A1C of an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. But here's the thing. Like I said, your A1C is not going to drop by itself. You're going to have to actually do some work. And that's where most people falter when it comes to work, folks, because that's it. You can take medication until you're blue in the face. You can take it until you're blue in the face, but nothing is going to happen. Okay. Nothing is going to happen except for, your A1C may go down because your average blood sugar is going down, but that's all due to it being artificially lowered. It's being artificially lowered by medication. Artificial, keyword. So what happens when you stop taking the medication? You ever notice, folks, that your A1C goes down and everything goes down and your blood sugar goes down, but then you stop taking that medication? The question is, what happens? What happens when you stop taking that medication? Let's just say you stop taking it for a while. Stop taking it for a couple weeks, couple months, couple years. What happens? Well, doesn't the weight go back up? Doesn't the A1C go back up? Doesn't all that stuff go back up? Why? It's because we didn't get down to the root cause of it. The root cause of it was your diet and lifestyle. So no matter how much medication you take, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. So let's get into it, folks. If you stop, keep eating, yes. Let's get into it, folks. Let's see. Throw your questions in the chat. Here's how I like to do my live. Come on, introduce myself. I told you, my name is Kelley. I had diabetes. I had heart disease. I was obese. It was a triple whammy. Let me show you the picture before we get going here, because we're getting ready to talk about all things A1C right now. We're getting ready to talk about all things A1C. We're going to break it down. Break it down. Show you a little bit of who I am before we get going. Like I said, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. That was me back in, that was 2019. I took this picture. 2019, that was me in 2019. Diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. All of that. The triple whammy. Look at that. That was it. A1C was a 6.5. I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know when I took those pictures. 2 weeks after I took those pictures, I got diagnosed. I got my diagnosis of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. 2 weeks after taking that picture. Folks, the last one. Check that one out. That's it. How did I do it? How did I no longer have diabetes? How do I no longer have heart disease? How no longer am I no longer obese? I'm doing like, you know what I'm saying? Like these shirts or these tough mudder type events. I never did that before. But why can I do it now? It's because I changed my diet and my lifestyle. I changed my lifestyle. It wasn't the medication. I got prescribed the medication, but I decided to give myself my own medication, which was lifestyle medicine. And then that's the same thing I'm going to teach y'all folks on this live today. Lifestyle medicine. Lifestyle first, medication second. Okay? You conquer that. You learn that. You learn that. Lifestyle first, medication second. I promise you. So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you about diabetes. Let's just keep it super, super real. Because when it comes to me, we're gonna get straight talk. Straight talk. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, here's it is. Just like I showed you in my picture. I wasn't stuck. When I was obese, diabetes and all that stuff, I wasn't stuck. I wasn't trapped. I was just loyal to my preferences. I wasn't trapped. Diabetes is a lifestyle-driven condition. So is heart disease and all that other stuff. I wasn't trapped. I was just loyal to Mountain Dew. I was loyal to donuts. I was loyal to McDonald's. That's what I was loyal to. It's loyal to my preferences. So I wasn't stuck, folks. So that's it. Let's get into it. Thank you kindly. Mine dropped 3.4 points in 3 months. That's amazing. That's amazing, Leah. How'd you do it? I'm pretty sure I know how you did it, but I'm just curious. How'd you do it? How did you do it? So that's, folks, when I tell you it's not a game when it comes, if you hang out with me for a couple of weeks, here, listen to this thing. If your A1C won't drop no matter how much you try, if your A1C is high and it won't drop no matter how hard you've tried, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what you should do. No matter what you try, your A1C won't drop. Your blood sugar is still high. You're frustrated. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint for 14 days, you'll be on your path. Right? It's going to be the start of something new. Like I said, the start of something, the new you. From an 8 to a 6, someone went from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days, from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. That's it. Put A1C in the chat, folks. I'm type 2 diabetes. My A1C is terrible. What's involved? Put A1C in the chat, folks. What's involved is there is a work. The work's involved. That's what you got to do. I'm going to give you the blueprint. Just straight nutrition. I'm going to give you a nutrition blueprint for 2 weeks. The one that everybody's using to bring their numbers back down to a normal range in as little as 14 days. It's a blueprint. It's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Yeah, put A1C in the chat, folks. We're getting ready to get up here on the board, and we're going to talk about all things A1C. You want to know more about that challenge? Click the link right here. Click up here, and then click on my picture again. There's a whole bunch of goodies on my page. Click that link in my description. So let's get into A1C. Do me a favor and also put the word new in the chat if you are new to me, if you have never heard me before, if you're just like, yo, who this guy talking about you can reverse diabetes and all that stuff, reverse type 2 diabetes. Let me be specific. Type 2 diabetes. New, there we go. All right. Let's get to it. We got a couple of new folks. A lot of new folks. All right, here we go, folks. Class is in session. I'm going to get back to your questions. I always get to your questions. Here's how it goes, folks. We're going to talk about what it is right now. And then I'm gonna tell you what it is, and then I'm gonna tell you how to fix it. During that time, we'll throw some questions in there during that time. But when I'm on the board, I ain't gonna be able to get to your questions. But here we go. Shout out to you. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. A lot of new folks. Here we go. I do things a little bit differently, folks. Like I said, my name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Now, my teaching style is a little bit different. Okay? The Navy taught me how to do this. So buckle up, strap in, and enjoy the ride because class is in session. Let's talk about who the villain is that we're fighting. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've gotten their hemoglobin, or the doctor tells them, like, listen, do your hemoglobin A1C test. Who's ever gone to the doctor and gotten that test? A hemoglobin A1C test. Put a me in the chat if you've ever gone to the doctor and you got what's called a hemoglobin A1C test. And a lot of people know what their number is. And also, if you know what your number is, put your number in the chat, folks. Shout out to you. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Let's see, me. Yeah, okay, me. All right, who's ever gone to the doctor and the doctor may say, listen, you're anemic. You've got low iron. Put a me in the chat if that's ever happened to you before. Yeah, 6.4, 9, 6.7, 6.7, 5.6, 13.9, 5.3. Me. Yeah, me. Yeah, me. Mine is a 5. Ooh, a 5. Wow. Yeah, okay. 11.2. Me. Okay. And when you go to the doctor and they say, listen, your hemoglobin is low. This is why you're always tired. Well, hemoglobin, let's break that down. The word hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and oxygen-rich blood needs to flow through every cell of your body. So that is why it's called hemo, iron and oxygen-rich blood. It's kind of basically the air that you breathe. You know how you breathe in and out? That oxygen, that's hemoglobin, basically, oxygen-rich blood cells. Here's another example. See how long you can hold your breath. Try it out. Try it out right now. See how long you can hold your breath. Okay. My guess is about 30 seconds or so. Probably not very long. It's because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through the cells in your body. So you need to breathe. The word globin means protein. So iron and oxygen-rich blood is being carried through every cell of your body by protein. Every cell of your body needs oxygen-rich blood. For instance, if you don't get enough oxygen-rich blood to your toe, they're gonna chop your toe off, right? They're gonna say, like, you're in the mountains and you just get frostbitten and you can't get enough oxygen-rich blood to it. They're gonna take your toe right there in the mountains. So that's what it is, folks. Hemoglobin is basically the air that you breathe, the life that you breathe. Another way of saying it. All right, the word A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin, your life, over the past 3 months. You're like, well, what does that mean, Kelley? Sugar. Well, this kind of sugar. Have you ever taken a Jolly Rancher or a piece of candy and you're putting it in your mouth and it feels all nasty and icky and okay? That sticky stuff, imagine that being on every cell of your body, that sticky stuff. Well, that's what's going on. It's kind of like jumping into a big pool of Mountain Dew. A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin. Keyword is stuck over the past 3 months. All right, here we go. That number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. It is a percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. What percent? Okay, so it still doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's find out what it means. Let's find out what it means when you go to the doctor And you go to the doctor and it comes back and you get your medical report and they look at your blood work and they're like, oh, okay, my ma'am, sir, ma'am, your hemoglobin A1C is a 5.7. Or your hemoglobin is a 6.1. Your A1C is a 6.1. Your hemoglobin A1C. Your hemoglobin A1C is a 6.4. What does it mean? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What does it mean? What does it mean, folks? You go and your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4. You just got to the doctor and they're like, yo, doc, let me look at my report. And the guy docs it you down and they pulled your chart. And your A1C, oh yeah, it's a 5.8. Yeah, that you're a pre-diabetic. Okay, pre-diabetic. All right, cool. We've established that it means that you're a pre-diabetic. But then, what does that mean, though? That still doesn't tell me a lot, though. Explain it to like a 3-year-old. If I was a 3-year-old, what would you tell me? Like, what would you say a pre-diabetic is? If you were to explain it to a 3-year-old, what would you say? What would you say? What does that mean, though? Close to being diabetic, high sugar level. You have elevated blood sugars over 180. That means no more soda. I mean, I need to get it down. Yeah. All right. So prediabetes means that you're becoming resistant to something. You're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Who can tell me what it means when what's the most important hormone is in the body? Can you tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? Like, there's a lot of important hormones, but which one's the most important? So if you're just tuning in, folks, we're talking about who we're fighting right now. We're talking about the villain. Then we're going to talk about how to defeat the villain. We're going to put a plan together to defeat this villain. That's next. Okay, insulin. People are saying insulin, estrogen, maybe. Okay. Most important hormone is in the whole body. Is it testosterone? Is it estrogen? Is it glucagon? Is it insulin? Is it dopamine? Is it serotonin? Is it cortisol? Let's see. The thyroid, I was told mine was a 16, my A1C. Whew, that's high. Okay, it is insulin, folks. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Doesn't matter who you are. Somebody said type 1 or type 2 diabetic. It doesn't matter which. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Here's why. We talk about type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes means that you cannot produce any more insulin. So check it out. It's why they're called insulin dependent. It's because they're dependent on insulin. They have to take this for the rest of their life. Why? Because that hormone is that important. If you do not have it, you will not survive. You can survive without some other hormones. You can survive without estrogen. Your life's gonna suck, but you'll still be alive. You can survive without testosterone. You'd have a very poor quality of life, but you'd still be alive. If you don't have insulin coursing through your veins, you're not going to be alive for much longer. It's because that is how important the stuff is. So prediabetes means that you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in your body. Now, I don't know about you, but becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, that might be a problem. I don't know yet, but it sounds like it might be a problem. Okay, so let's up the ante. What do you think? You think that's a problem? I don't know. Let's see. Let's up the ante. Let's go from a 6.5 to a higher. Okay, folks, we're taking the gloves off now. Like, there's no more gloves. Like 6.5 or higher. What does it mean now? We're not messing around anymore. Your A1C is at a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10, 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What does that mean, folks? What does that mean? What does that equal? What does it mean? What does it equal? What do you think, folks? What do you think it means when your A1C, you go to the doctor and you get your report back and it says a 6.5 or it says a 7? It says diabetic, hospital. You're diabetic, insulin resistance, not good. I'm a type 1 diabetic, 5.4 A1C. So insulin pill, DKA, not good. If sugar is high, why don't they give you insulin? That's a very good question. I'll cover that one. Come back to me on that one. I'll answer that question. I love that question. It means, yep, you guys are right. It means that you have diabetes. Can't even put it in there. Gotta draw it smaller. Diabetes. Yeah, that's what it means. That's what it means. So if you're 6.5 or higher, let's see if I can fix this. It means that you have diabetes. And what is this, or what does it mean to have diabetes? It means that you are so severely insulin. It means this. You are very, very severely resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It is the most important hormone in the body. You're becoming resistant to it. So the higher the number is, the more resistant you are becoming. So what does that mean in the long term? Like, what does that mean in layman's terms? Okay. In layman's terms, it means this. It means that the higher your number is, the higher your A1C is, it means that you are the more insulin resistant you are more insulin resistant, which means you have more sugar. Remember the sticky stuff that I talked about earlier. Imagine just a Jolly Rancher just being stuck on your finger and you try to get it off and it's just so nasty, you just got to go wash your hands. Or you just jump into a big diving pool of Coca-Cola. Just imagine just jumping into a big pool of Coca-Cola and drying off and just letting it dry. Wouldn't you be all sticky and nasty? Yeah. You want to go take a shower? So that's what's happening to your hemoglobin, folks. And remember what we said hemoglobin was? Like, this stuff's nothing to play around with, because it's literally the oxygen that you breathe. It's so important that if you don't have enough of it, if you don't have enough hemoglobin, the doctors will actually give you a blood transfusion. They'll give you a blood transfusion. You don't have enough of it. So what I mean to say is, when it comes to the diabetes, when it comes to these numbers, it means the higher the number is, the faster you're checking out of here. It means the higher the number is, the faster you've got a date with the Grim Reaper. Why? Because this sugar is literally choking the life out of you. The higher the number is, it is literally, and I mean literally, choking the life out of you. It's why people leave here 20 years too soon. Because they literally got the life choked out of them by having too much sugar attached or stuck to their hemoglobin. My sister passed away 2 years ago at the age of 55 years old due to complications of diabetes. It's because she had had diabetes for like 20 years. And as a result of having too much sugar for too many years, it literally choked the life out of my sister at the age of 55 years old. So, folks, this is what it means to have a high A1C. It means, like I said, if you've got a date like that, you want to talk with the Grim Reaper sooner, faster, soon, keep your number high. But, folks, I am here to tell you that you have the ability to do this. You have the ability to bring your number to right here, look. 4.9, 5.3. That's the ideal range. You have the ability to do it, though. People have the ability to do this, to bring their number to the 4.9 to a 5.3. But the truth of the matter is, most people just don't want to. Your A1C won't drop by itself. If you want to start adding years back to your life, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to show up. I'm going to show you what the work is next. But you're going to have to show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. You're going to show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. That is the only way you're going to get your number back to this ideal range of 4.9 to 5.3. So, folks, if this is making sense to y'all on what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C, what diabetes is, what insulin is, and we can talk more about insulin. I didn't go super in depth with it, but that's kind of the gist of it, okay? This is making sense to y'all. Put a health yes in the chat. Health yes. Over here as well. Put a health yes. New, shout out to you, Kelvin. Shout out to you, boss. Oh, my slingshot guy. Shout out to you, Kelvin, man. What's up, boss? Yeah, put it in the chat. Health yes. How is next? How is next? Health yes. Put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat. Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah. How long does it take to reset? You can reset, and let me show you what. How long does it take to reset? Y'all had a lot of questions in there. I'm going to try to get to them all. But here's the thing, though, folks. You want to know how you've been managing this number? Here's what I want y'all to do. I want you to go click that link in my bio, click that link in my description right up here. If you're on TikTok, click right up here and then click over here again. But on my other socials, you click that link in my description. I don't know where it is, but you click that link in my description. And you'll see a link there. You click on that link, man, and that link is going to take you here. It's going to take you right there. You click this link in my description, folks, and it's going to take you right here. This link, folks, is like Disney World. This is like Disney World for if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if your A1C, no matter what you do, your A1C still won't drop. This is the link where you want to go. Why? How do I know about this? Why did I create this? I created this because I was also, like I told you, my sister passed away from diabetes. I was also diagnosed with diabetes. The pictures I showed you, remember the pictures? But anyhow, folks, this is like Disney World. Very first thing that you can do, folks, go take that quiz. And it's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to go understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, have you been doing a great job managing this number? Have you been doing a okay job managing this number? Or have you just been living your life to the fullest and living life like a grasshopper, not caring about this number at all? You go take this quiz right here. This quiz is going to tell you that answer. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. All right. Take that quiz, folks, 2 minutes. Here, also, this link is like, it's Disney World, folks. It is the quiz, the masterclass. There's a free masterclass right there, 45-minute masterclass, absolutely free, folks. It's a free masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula on how to get your number back to this ideal range, which we're getting ready to talk about next. And finally, there's a PDF, free PDF right here. But then finally, this one right here, for my people who are ready for real change. If you're ready for real change, if your A1C won't drop no matter what you do, if you're frustrated by that, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right? Your A1C won't drop no matter what you do. You're frustrated. You tried everything in the book. You should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, it's all nutrition. 14 days. You hang out with me. It's a proven system, the same system that I use and the same system that over 250 people have already signed up for. They've joined the challenge. They've accepted the challenge. And then we're getting some amazing results. Remember those results I was telling you about? Somebody went from an 8 to a 6. Somebody went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Why? It's because every day they're going to be taking a blood sugar shower. You can do this in as little as 14 days. Every day you're regenerating new hemoglobin red blood cells every single day. And you want those new blood cells, the ones that are being reproduced every day, to have little to no sugar on them at all. So that goes towards your overall A1C. The 3-month thing goes to your overall A1C. So that's how people can lower their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in as little as 14 days, from a 7.1 to a 5.7, right? We have someone who's 80 years old who joined the challenge, okay? 80. And she's kicking butt at 80. So it doesn't matter how old you are. You get in there, you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, which is the work I'm going to show you right now. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. So everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. All you got to do is pay attention, folks. That quiz and the masterclass and the PDF, man, go get all that. Go grab and go stuff. But for my people who are ready for serious change, I got to charge you for the challenge. The reason I got to charge you for the challenge is because it's real people getting real results in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, it's normally $99 to join that challenge. But while I'm live, use this discount code. What is the discount code? Oh, yeah. Energy. Energy. Use this discount code, Energy. You're joining the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14 days, it is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, we're just doing all nutrition. You follow this blueprint for 14 days. Your blood sugar won't look the same. You're going to get off of that glucose roller coaster. You say, hey, Kelley, I'm insulin resistant. Hey, Kelley, I've been insulin resistant for a very long time. I'm ready to take this number seriously. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, Energy. You're joining the challenge for $79. But again, there's a whole bunch of other freebies on my page as well. So go get those freebies. Go register for the masterclass. Get to it. So here we go. Let's see. Any questions that we got? Where is the link? That link is in my description. Where do I go? Here you go. Folks are saying, where do I go? Where do I go? Here's where. Follow along. I got you. So if you click right up here and then click on my picture again, you got to click on my picture. You got to click on my face twice. You got to come here. You got to come here. Same thing on my other socials. You got to click on my, you click on that link in my description. Here it is right here. There it is right here. There's the quiz. There's where all the quiz and the master class and all that stuff is. Quiz, people are taking the quiz. And then the master class, absolutely free master class, I'm telling you. And then the PDF, and then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? That 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for people who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. It's downright necessary, right? These are the people who have joined the challenge and have gotten amazing results. Let me see. Let's see if we got time for some questions. Let's see. I don't let them put me on metformin. It slows your liver. Yep. Okay. They're going to send a soldier. Who's sending a soldier? Just found out a month and a half ago. Went to a hospital. 427. Whoa. Blood sugar 13.5. Whoa. The link in your profile, press this picture, yep, and then, yep, press my picture and the link is there, right? Yep, and if you want to join that challenge, use that discount code, Energy. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you want to join, use that discount code, Energy. Yep, fix your gut, that's a good one. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, we're going to talk about the gut a little bit later too. Ooh, can't find it. All right. I pointed to show it. If you're having trouble with it, just click, so you click right up here. Click on my picture again. You got to click on my picture twice. And then when you click on my picture twice, you'll see it. Link in my description, folks. Here we go. So let's get to it. Let's get back to it. Now we're going to talk about how to fix it, folks. There's a lot of questions coming in. They got me on for Rixa for blood sugar and heart disease. Let's talk about, energy. Energy is the discount. Today's discount code is energy. Why? Because a lot of people can't remember the last time that they felt real energy just running through their body. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you can't remember the last time you felt energy just running through your body. So here we go. Let's talk about how to fix this thing. Let's talk about how to fix it. Let's talk about the work we're going to have to do. Yeah. Talk about this work we got to do. What causes morning blood sugar elevated fasting for 3 days? Let's talk about it. It's called the dawn phenomenon. The dawn phenomenon. Ideally, where do we say we want our A1C? Where do we say we want our A1C? How do we get our A1C back to this range? 4.9 to 5.3. How do we get our number back there? Here's this. Here's how you get your number back there, folks. Class is back in session now. By doing the work. And you're like, well, Kelley, what the hell's the work, man? Before we get into work, here's what aging is. That hemoglobin A1C is, the higher your number is, the faster you're aging. That's just think about that. The higher your A1C is, the faster you're aging. But here's what aging is. Aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. That's what aging is. It is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. You ever want to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3? You're going to have to do this. Here's how we defeat the villain, folks. Here's how we take down type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. Here's how we take it down. We got to maintain our pace. Here's how we're going to defeat the villain. To get our numbers back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, we're going to have to do this. Here we go. It is the most often neglected form of healing that there is. But it's the most powerful form of healing that there is. And what is it called? It's called lifestyle medicine. So here's what I believe. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. If we cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. But it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Same thing I did. Folks, I cannot prescribe you this medication. The doctor can't prescribe you this medication. Your family members can't prescribe you this medication. The only person on this planet that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication, it's called lifestyle medicine, is you. First part of it. You ever wanted to get your number back to 4.9 to 5.3? You're gonna have to prescribe yourself these things right here. These 4 parts. The first part of the formula stands for peaceful mind. Here's the work you're gonna have to do, folks. Like I said before, lifestyle first, medication second. Having a peaceful mind. Why is that so important? It's so important because here's why. If you don't have a peaceful mind, if you're always stressed, check it out. You're going to have elevated blood sugar. And where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. You're like, well, what you mean by that, Kelley? Well, how can stress cause me to become a diabetic? Why, when people are so stressed, they cannot lose the weight? Like, I can't lose the weight, man. I'm stressed. I used to think that was a joke, but here's why. It's the truth. Stress can wreck the whole thing. If you're chronically stressed, cortisol is always released. Adrenaline tells your body to go into fight or flight mode, saying we're getting ready to fight. We need more energy. So cortisol gets released, adrenaline gets released, and then stored blood sugar gets released from your liver. Then, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. And shout out to somebody for just joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Your life is never going to be the same again. I promise you it's not. But stress will shut the whole freaking thing down. So here's the thing about stress. You got to prescribe yourself this. It's called the 3 M's. 3 M's. Meditation, sorry. Meditation, not medication. Meditation, mindfulness, and meet with your therapist. Who's getting on your nerves? You say my boss is getting on your nerves, my kids are getting on my nerves, my spouse is getting on my nerves, the traffic is getting on my nerves. Okay? Who's getting on your nerves? But here's the thing about that. You got to understand that you can't control what's going on the outside. You've got control over your mind, not outside events. The second you realize that is when you gain great power. You can't control anything other than your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own reactions. Those are the only 3 things that you can control. So the 3 M's you got to prescribe to yourself. Meditation, mindfulness. Meet with your therapist, folks. Okay? Very, very important to have a peaceful mind. You gotta, get it under control. The next part that you gotta prescribe to yourself. Now, this part is the one that people hate the most. This is the one that people dislike the most. Here's how you fix it. When that's how you fix it. Here's how you fix it. How you get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3. This is the work that you're going to have to do. Everybody has the ability to do this. Everybody does. But most people just don't want to. The part of the prescription that you got to prescribe to yourself is having an active body. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You're like, well, an active body. Why I gotta have an active body, Kelley? Here's the thing. Did you know that when human beings were created, there was no such thing as Netflix? There was no such thing as Netflix. You know, on Netflix, you got that show, Dating in the Dark, okay? Or Love is Blind. These people, and back in the day, they didn't have any shows like that. So what did? They had to go out and be active when human beings were created. They had to go out and forage. They had to go out and move their body. It's been part of our prescription for like a million freaking years. But we often fail to cash in on it due to we want to stay inside of our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is where we Netflix and eating whatever I want and eating Netflix with Cheeto dust on my fingers, and it eventually gets into my belly button. Cheeto dust in my belly button. I would rather do that than go be active. But here's the thing, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, and if you want to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, you're going to have to prescribe yourself 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You're like, well, what's moderate intensive movement, Kelley? Well, it means that if you're on a treadmill, it means you can talk, but you cannot sing. If you're on a treadmill and you can talk, that's good. That's good. But if you can sing, then you're not working out hard enough. Okay, if you can sing, you should be able to talk but not sing. It's kind of that gray area right there, right? I can still talk, but I can't quite. If I sing, it will be difficult. That little gray area right there. That's called moderate intensive movement. Prescribe yourself 30 minutes of that a day, 5 days a week. And you still get weekends off. If you do it 5 days a week, you'll still get weekends off. People who move their body tend to live longer. And if you've got high blood sugar, here's the thing. Muscles are hungry. They're hungry. You're like, well, what's muscles are hungry? What do you mean the muscles are hungry, Kelley? Well, muscles are hungry for the same stuff that we've got too much of. And oh yeah, what's that? Oh yeah, blood sugar. They're like little Pac-Mans. They eat up all the blood sugar. The muscles just eat up all the blood sugar, just like Pac-Man. So that is why they tell you to go move whenever you finish eating. Like you finish eating, go for a walk. Go move your body. Go do the dishes. Go do some laundry. Go be active. You suffer from high blood sugar, you should be moving your body as much as you possibly can. Am I saying you got to go out and be a world-class athlete? No. I ain't saying that. But what I am saying is you got to go be active. Find something that you love to do. Be active. Okay? Active body. That's it. Check it out. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of that. The C. Woo! The most controversial pillar that there is, folks. The most controversial pillar that there is. When it comes to getting your A1C from a 4 to the back to the ideal range, 4.9, 5.3, clean eating. Check this out. Like I told you before, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Clean eating, folks, the most controversial pillar that there is. It's more highly debated than like politics and religion. And you can put nutrition up there as one of the most highly debated topics that there is. If you don't believe me, check this out. What do you prefer? Pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie? Which one is it? Put it in the chat, folks. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Which one is it? Put it in the chat. Come on now. Come on now. Pumpkin, sweet potato. Okay, somebody said both. Let's see. Pumpkin or sweet potato, folks? Pumpkin pie, sweet potato, pumpkin, no pie. Okay. Pumpkin or sweet potato, folks? Sweet potato. Both, actually. Yeah, sweet potato. But pumpkin pie, something. Neither. Pumpkin pie, sweet potato, both. None. Pumpkin is better. And than pumpkin, actually. Pumpkin is better than pumpkin. Sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato. Okay, sweet potato's been winning a lot lately. Isn't pumpkin lower glycemic? We're not talking about the glycemic right now. We're talking about which one you prefer. Throw glycemic index out the window right now. Only time I'm gonna tell you to throw it out the window. I'm talking about which one do you prefer? Sweet potato. Man, sweet potato is dominating today. Sweet potato's been dominating. Pumpkin, sweet potato, pumpkin. Like pumpkin has been getting like honorable mention lately. Like it used to be 50-50. Now it's like 70-30. Sweet potato for the victory. Here's what I'm saying, folks. If you're at an office party and somebody says, hey man, bring that sweet potato pie. What you bringing? What did you bring to the party? You say, oh, I brought sweet potato pie. Somebody's going to say, what the hell is that? Or you go to the party again, you be like, what'd you bring to the party? Oh, I brought pumpkin pie. You be like, pumpkin pie? I never even heard of that, bro. What is that? Why? It's because it's so deeply ingrained in you. Like you were brought up on sweet potato pie. You were brought up on pumpkin pie. So as a result, if somebody says sweet potato, somebody says pumpkin, and y'all gonna get into it at the office over sweet potato or pumpkin pie. All because you see what I'm saying? Highly debated, right? Told you. But here's the thing. So highly debated. Here's what I say, recommend. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Predominantly, that's a better word. Something that came from a branch, something that had roots in it, something that once had dirt on it. Or the leaner sources of protein, whatever protein you choose. Like I told you before, I don't tell people what protein to eat anymore. Like you eat whatever you want, bro. Okay? Just make sure it's the leaner sources. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about: clean, whole, unprocessed foods. Here we go. Here's the examples: fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, beans, legumes, aka beans, and the leaner sources of protein. Whatever you choose, whether it's chicken, turkey, salmon, fish, tofu, eggs, tempeh, steak, whatever you choose. Just make sure it's the leaner ones. Lean sources of protein, not processed meats. Like processed meats, you want to stay away from processed foods altogether as much as you possibly can. Do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. It's what you do most of the time that matters the most. So clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, beans, legumes, chicken, turkey, eggs, tofu, tempeh. The things to avoid: processed meats, bacon. I know everybody loves bacon, but bacon is a processed meat. Sausage, okay, pepperonis, all of that. These are processed meats, folks. We'll come back to clean eating. That's always a big topic. We'll come back to that one a little bit later, though. Don't worry. But clean, whole, unprocessed foods. All right, the E. The last part of the formula. If you want to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, you got to have effective what, folks? What's the last part of the formula? What do you think? It's the last part of the formula. Effective what? Let's see. Effective what, folks? Last part of the formula. Then we're going to get back to your questions here in a little bit. But right now, class is in session. We want to make sure lifestyle, discipline, plan, exercise, communication. That's a good one, communication. Okay. All right, any other? Effective what? Ooh, there it is. Ooh, somebody said effective consistency. Ooh, that's nice. But it is effective sleep. Yeah, that is it. The last part of the formula for maintaining your pace. You want to get your number to 4.9 or 5.3, your A1C we're talking about. You're going to have to maintain your pace. The last part of the formula is the effective sleep. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, much as you possibly can, every single night, preferably, but sometimes stuff comes up. But every single night. Effective sleep. Why is sleep so effective? Is because when you need effective sleep is because when your body recovers, when your body restores itself, it's when your body reboots itself. All right, so when your body gets rid of all of these toxins, it's when your brain, guess what? When you go to sleep at night, your brain is the organ that needs the most circulation. At nighttime, your brain is like a freaking energy hog. Like, give me all of the blood. Because this is we gotta restore this guy. It's called restorative sleep. Give me all the blood. That's what the brain is saying at night. If you don't get enough effective sleep, the very next day you will wake up more insulin resistant. You're already suffering from insulin resistance, which I know a lot of people are. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. But sleeping folks, very next day, insulin resistant. Very next day, higher blood sugar. Very next day, hungry. So what does that do? The lack of sleep, poor sleep is a stressor. So here's the domino effect. Check this out. They can cancel each other out. Boom. They can cancel each other out. Let's just say people come to me all the time like, Kelley, man, I can't lose the weight. Why can't I lose the weight, man? Or why can't my blood sugar go down? They'll be like, Kelley, I'm eating good, man. I'm clean eating, bro. I'm moving my body, my guy. Come on, man. I'm moving my body. Come on, guy. That's what people tell me. I got the A and the C right. But then I was like, all right, well, the answer's there somewhere. Let's dig into it a little bit deeper. Let's dig into it and find out. Hold on. Okay, let's dig into it a little bit deeper. How you sleeping? Oh yeah. There we go. Hold on, no, let's not breeze over that. Well, you're getting poor sleep. That means that you can cancel these other ones out. Check this out. The lack of sleep is a stressor. Poor sleep, a stressor, which causes a domino effect. Which, remember what we said about stress? The lack of sleep is a stressor. So therefore, your peaceful mind goes out the window. And then what happens? Now you're releasing cortisol. Now you're releasing adrenaline. As a result of that, now you're releasing stored blood sugar from your liver, glycogen, it's called. And then finally, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Remember that little nursery rhyme from earlier? Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So look, they can cancel each other out. Sleep is that powerful. People are like, well, what's sleep got to do with it? What do you mean what does sleep got to do with it? A whole hell of a lot. Why is my blood sugar high, Kelley? What's sleep got to do with it? Well, a whole hell of a lot. Yeah. So this is it. This is the work you're going to have to do. It just goes in a big circle. It just goes in a big old circle. You want to, here's how the formula goes, folks. Let's sum the formula up. And if you ever wanted to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, before we do that, let's give an honorable mention. Let's give an honorable mention to one section that we almost forgot. An honorable mention. The last part of the formula. It gets an honorable mention. It's called substance abuse. That's the one against honorable mention. You're like, well, whoa, Kelley, you had me until you said something about some getting alcohol. What? I was okay until you said that, Kelley. But here's the thing. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, and if you want to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, that alcohol is not your friend. Alcohol is not your friend if you're suffering from insulin resistance. Smoking is not your friend if you're suffering from insulin resistance. I'm just telling you, you can do whatever you want because you're an adult. But I'm trying to tell you, I know for a fact that if you're trying to get your number here, 4.9 and 5.3, and you're suffering from insulin resistance, alcohol is not your friend, cigarettes not your friend. And being insulin and being, so there's some other cases where medication can cause you to be more insulin resistant. Things like steroids can cause you to become more insulin resistant. So substance abuse, folks, alcohol is not your friend. Okay? Cigarettes aren't your friend. Some medications can cause you to become insulin resistant, so you have to be careful. That's it. Here's the magic formula. Here's how the formula works. You want to get your number back to the ideal range, 4.9 to 5.3. These are the meds that you're going to have to prescribe to yourself. I can't prescribe you this medication. The doctor can't prescribe you this medication. Your mom, your kids, your aunt, your uncle, your grandkids, nobody, your spouse, nobody can prescribe you this medication. It's called maintaining your pace. Only person that can prescribe you this medication is you. Only person that can prescribe you this medication is called lifestyle medicine. The only person is you. And it just goes in a big old circle. You're like, oh, okay, I want to get my number there. All right. Well, do I have a peaceful mind? What are the things I got to do to have a peaceful mind? Oh, yeah. Am I having an active body? What was the stuff that Kelley talked about having an active body? Clean eating, effective sleep. Well, how am I managing my alcohol? Am I alcohol all the time, or maybe every once in a while? What am I doing? You got to evaluate that area. So this is what it is, folks. You got to maintain your pace. Everybody literally has the ability to do this. Everybody does. Most people just don't want to. Okay? That's the truth of the matter. That most people just don't want to. Most people just don't want this number as bad as they say that they do. Most people don't. But this is the work that you're going to have to do. If you ever wanted to get your number there, it's not the glipizide, it's not the metformins, it's not all of that stuff. Like I said before, someone who joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge took their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Someone did from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Someone who's 80 years old joined the challenge, and she's kicking butt on the challenge at the age of 80. These people are determined to get their number. The reason they joined the challenge is because they're determined to get their number there, 4.9 to a 5.3. Everybody has the ability to do this. Most people just don't want to. And I'm going to prove it to you right here. Watch this. If someone, God forbid, if someone kidnapped your kids, they kidnapped your kids, right? Let's just say if you've been suffering from diabetes for many, many years, and someone kidnapped your kids, and they said the only way, and they held your kids for ransom, and they said the only thing that we want, here's the ransom. The only thing is, you've got to get your A1C from to this ideal range, 4.9 to 5.3. Your A1C is at 11 right now, or 12. And they say the only way to get your kids back is to get your A1C there. Put it in the chat. How many people will break their neck to get their number to get there no matter what? Put a me in the chat if you do that. If they took your kids Put a me in the chat. Everybody. Me. Let's be real, folks. For real. Let's just be real. It's straight talk. Your A1C is not going to drop by itself. For real talk. Everybody would. So the question I'm going to ask you is, if you do it for your kids, why wouldn't you do it for yourself? If you do it for your kids, why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Like I said, everybody has the ability to do this. Everybody does. But most people just don't want to. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, put a health yes in the chat and what it is that you know that you got to do now. You know what has to be done. You know the work that has to be done. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to you. If it's still a little bit confusing and like, how do I get off my meds, Kelley? If that's question, you still got that question, like put it in the chat. Well, if this is making sense to you, put a health yes in the chat. My A1C is not able to be controlled. I have type 2 diabetes. Well, that's because you haven't hung out with me, Ninja Warrior. It's because you haven't hung out with me. It takes discipline and a strong mind. It definitely does. It definitely does. Everybody doesn't understand how. This is the how right here. If you don't understand the how, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you don't understand the how, you've got the what. If you have enough whys, if you have enough reasons, check it out. If you have enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. If you understand the why, the how is easy. Somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them for joining the challenge. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It's for people who don't understand the how. They have the why, but they don't understand the how. You hang out with me for 14 days in this blood sugar reset. We're taking your nutrition, clean eating, and we're putting it into a blueprint. You follow that blueprint, and you're going to get the same results or similar results just like everybody else who's joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. Shout out to them for joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And we're going to get to your questions. Questions is next. Here it is. But everybody's asking, how do you get to the challenge? Here it is. You click right up here. And then you click on my picture again. You're going to come here. You're going to come to this link. You click that link. Same thing in the link over here and my other socials as well. You click that link in my description and you're going to come to this. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Now, folks, everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. All this stuff is free. The only thing that is not free is the challenge. But check it out. It's $79 to join the challenge if you use that discount code, ENERGY. But here's the thing. If your A1C has been out of control and you don't know how to do it, where to start, you join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to give you the blueprint. Same blueprint that I use. Same blueprint that all of everybody else has used. My blueprint. You follow this blueprint and you're going to get the same or similar results as everybody who's joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So if you're struggling with your A1C and it won't budge, and you're insulin resistant, you've been insulin resistant for a long time, and you don't want to do that anymore, you're tired of all the meds, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. Use the discount code, the live discount code, ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. And for my folks who have already graduated from the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you got the last one, beyond the challenge. Ooh, what's beyond the challenge? Beyond the challenge is for folks who have graduated from the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and they want to keep the party going. Like I said, from an 8 to a 6, we still got some work to do. So hang out with me for another 8 weeks after that. That's called beyond the challenge. But we got to get you through those first 2 weeks first. So let's get to it, folks. Let's get to these questions. Let's see if we got any questions. Let's get to these questions. I want to join. Yeah. How do I join the challenge? Here it is. Throw it in the chat. It's your Q&A time, folks. It's your Q&A time. I need my A1C to drop as well. It's 6.7 right now. The question is, if that's you, Alicia, if you need your A1C to drop right now, it's at a 6.7, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, Alicia. If that's what you said that you need, okay? You should join that challenge. It does take a strong mind. Mine was a 15, and 5 months later, it was a 5.7. That's it. That's all it does. It takes that work. It takes work. It takes work. I said that's all it is. That's all it is. How do you join the challenge? Click that link in my description. Boom. Boom. There I just showed you. Thank you. Quite well. I want to join. I have done it with a lower carb, low sugar before. How do you feel about monk fruit and almond flour? Yeah, monk fruit, great. Almond flour, preferred, yeah. That's preferred. Am I selling anything? No, I'm not selling anything. I'm offering you a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is an offer, right? There's a lot of freebies on there too. There's a quiz, the masterclass, all that stuff. But the challenge is, it's an offer. They say you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge if you're struggling with this condition. It's just an offer to say, hey, you join this challenge. It's $79 to join that challenge. You use the discount code ENERGY. It's just an offer, right? So not selling. You can tell me to go kick rocks, Kelley. Like, yo, Kelley, kick rocks, bro. Manjaro, blood A1C 7.4 to lost 40 pounds, can't get it right. Manjaro, blood A1C 7.4, lost 40 pounds, can't get it right. Nassau, if that is you, if you say you can't get it right, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you say that's you can't get it right, then you should shake things up and you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I mean, there it is. Wow. Can I see your board? Here it is. Here's it. Take a picture of it, folks. Take a picture of it. Here it is. Here's the lifestyle medicine formula. This is the formula that you're going to have to master. You're going to have to master this. You just have to maintain your pace. Now, are you going to get it right 100% all the time? No. You ain't going to get 100% right. You ain't going to get it right 100% all the time. But it's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. What you do most of the time matters most. Yeah, blue eyes, if that's you, you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Nothing you do for 14 days can truly make a difference. You have to change your lifestyle. That is the point. Okay? Lifestyle medicine. We're doing clean eating for 14 days. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change. Yeah. That's what you get when you join the 14-day challenge. We're just going to shake things up in your lifestyle for 14 days when it comes to nutrition. You're going to be eating real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's it. So you're right, it is a lifestyle change. For things to change, well, here's the thing. If nothing changes, then nothing is going to change. So yes, we have to change something. Here it is. How do you manage blood sugar if you are overnight a shift worker? That is a very good question. That is shift workers. It's a very, you got to prioritize the hell out of your sleep. If you work overnight, you got to prioritize the hell out of your sleep. When people come up to you and be like, yo, let's go for breakfast, after you get off work. Let's just say you get off work at 7 a.m. Let's go for breakfast. Girl, let's go for breakfast. And you know that this is supposed to be your sleep time? Nah. You got to prioritize sleep over everything. Why? It's because you're already going against Mother Nature. Mother Nature said you're supposed to be up in the daytime and sleep at night, not the opposite. So you're already fighting against nature. You're already fighting against how your hormones naturally operate. So when somebody says, let's go hang out in the morning, you should say this. Give them this response. Not right now, but if that changes, I'll call you. Not right now, but if that ever changes, I'll call you. But right now, I'm prioritizing my sleep because I work night shift. I don't think mine can get any lower than 5.5. That's called that you haven't hung out with me. If you think that, Reggie, if you think that you can't get it any lower than 5.5, if that's you, if you say that that's what you believe, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and prove yourself wrong. Prove yourself wrong, Reggie. What's clean drinking? Well, I don't think I've ever heard of it quite like that before, but you want to prioritize water, I can tell you that much. You can even switch your water up. You can do flavored water. Like one of my favorite ones is mint, cucumber, and oranges. You take mint, cucumber, and orange, and you infuse it together. I used to do it in my water a lot. And you infuse it. Oh my gosh, amazing stuff. It just tastes of refreshing. All right, but herbal tea, that's another one. That's what I would say clean drinking. I've never heard it quite like that before. Prove yourself wrong. Because they said that they believe that they can't get it below a 5.5. They got to prove themselves wrong. So this is it, folks. Any other questions? Let's see if there's any questions that I missed. This is your Q&A time, folks. So anything that you got on the Q&A, let me see if I missed something. What's the challenge? Who still has questions on what the challenge is? The challenge is 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That says if you want to take your blood sugar to the next level, if you want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, if you raise your hand, and here's who the challenge is for. If you raise your hand and you said, I'm tired of sticking my finger, I'm dreading what the meter's going to say in the morning, I'm dreading that. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because we're going to change the whole way that you think about that going forward. You hang out with us for 14 days. Like I said, many people have done. Over 250 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Because they're ready to shake things up. Someone has even gotten taken off of their medication by the doctor. The doctor took them off their medication after 2 weeks. 2 weeks. She got taken off of her GLP-1s. She got taken off of her metformin, and there was another one. 2 weeks. Why? It's because your body wants to heal. That's how quickly your body wants to heal. Your body doesn't want to harbor a condition. Your body does not want to have high blood sugar. You want to know how quickly your body wants to heal? Check this out. 70 to 100. That's where you want it. Your body wants to keep it right there. Maintaining your blood sugar is one of the most critical things that can happen in your body. For instance, temperature. Who knows what the temperature is? Who knows what the temperature is? I bet you we can get this one. Who knows what the temperature is of a human being? Like, what's our human being? What's our temperature supposed to be? Like, is it 103? The ideal temperature? Like, what's the ideal? 90 degrees? Like, what's the ideal temperature for a human being? Put it in the chat. Let's see. What's up, Catherine? When does it start? Well, it starts when you go grocery shopping. It starts when you go grocery shopping. When you finish your grocery shopping, that is when the challenge begins. 98, 98.6, 98.5, yeah, 98.6, yeah, 98. It's 98, yeah, 98.6. You guys know the general range. It's around 98 point something, yeah. But 98.6 is what it is. Everybody knows that number. But do you know how much blood sugar you're supposed to have in your body? Your body is fighting to get this amount. Your body is fighting to keep your body at 98.6 degrees. Like, it's fighting 24/7 to maintain your temperature. It's also fighting to have this amount of blood sugar in your bloodstream. Put it in the chat if you know what it is. What is the number? What is the amount of blood sugar you're supposed to have in your bloodstream that your body is fighting to have? We know the temperature, but do we know the blood sugar? How much does the body want to see? All the time. It just wants to keep it right there. Let's see. 80, yeah, but what does 80 mean? Like, give it to me in an amount. Give it to me in an amount. Like, what amount does it weigh? Like, give me an exact. Like, I don't know what 80 means. You couldn't tell a 3-year-old, like, your blood sugar's at an 80. A 2-year-old is gonna be like, what? Give it to me in an illustration. Like, how much is it? Ooh. A cube, yeah, less than a teaspoon. So you guys are giving me numbers. A cube, but a teaspoon, yeah, that's it. Roughly a teaspoon. Your body is fighting to keep it at roughly a teaspoon. When it gets to a teaspoon, that's at 100. You're at 100. Think of 100, you're at a teaspoon. When it starts going over 100, you're 150, you got a teaspoon and a half. 200, 2 teaspoons. 300, 3 teaspoons. 400, 4 teaspoons. That's how much sugar you got going through your body. And when you start increasing the sugar like that, your blood starts getting thicker and it starts getting real viscous and like, it starts turning into sludge, basically. It's why you always why I'm always tired. Well, this is because your blood sugar, you got a lot of blood syrup going through, you got a lot of sludge. That's why you feel tired. We got to take a blood sugar shower. This is what's called taking a blood sugar shower, folks. You get in, you show up, you do the work. That's how you get it done. How people are asking how do you get to the, here's how you get to it, folks. Here's how you get to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. For my people who have said that they're serious about change, they're ready to get their number back to 4.9 and 5.3. They're ready to put themselves first because they know that they can do it. If that's you, if you've been struggling on this blood sugar roller coaster, folks, then you should join this challenge. Here it is right here. You click right up here, click on my picture again, and then right here. Here it is. Same thing on my other social. Click that link in my description, and you're going to come to this. You'll come to this. Here's where everything is, folks. There it is. This is like Disney World for diabetics. So if you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, if you're suffering from diabetes, type 2 diabetes, if that's you, if you are struggling with that, then here are all the goodies. It's going to be like Disney World for you. Yep. How do I know about Disney World? It's because when I was a kid, I auditioned to be Mickey. I lived in Orlando. I grew up in Orlando. And I auditioned to be Mickey. But unfortunately, I didn't get the role because I was a 1/4 inch too tall. So when I tell you, folks, I know, and I'm only 5'2". So folks, when I tell you that I know a thing or two about Disney World, this is it. The quiz, the masterclass. What's in the masterclass right here? The masterclass, absolutely free. What's in the masterclass is where I break down this formula. Peaceful mind. How do you get peaceful mind? I'm giving you tactics in peaceful mind. Active body. I'm giving you tactics in active body. Clean eating, effective sleep. These are the areas, folks. But for my folks who are ready for serious change, right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's all free stuff. The quiz was free. The masterclass was free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. Now, the 14-day challenge, on the other hand, is a little bit different. It's designed for people who are serious. If you're serious, if you say, yeah, man, I'm serious, Kelley. I'm serious, bro. I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. That's me, Kelley. Change isn't just desired. It's downright necessary. If you raise your hand and you say, that's me, I've been suffering from insulin resistance, and my blood sugar, my A1C won't drop no matter what I do. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14 days, it is a blueprint. So you follow this blueprint like she's doing. You get in there, you follow that blueprint. And do the work. If you show up, you do the work, and you do it again tomorrow, you will get amazing results, just like everybody else who did. Like I said, someone got taken off of their medication after 2 weeks by their doctor. Okay? It's been dealing with this for 10 years. In 2 weeks? Come on. Show up, do the work, give it 100%. You give it 100%. It's $99 to join this challenge. But if you use that discount code, energy, you join the challenge for $79. You give it 100%. I promise you, your blood sugar will never be the same. Your life will never be the same. I promise you it won't. You've got the ability to do it. Most people do. But like I said, everybody's got the ability to do it, sorry. But most people just don't want to do it. $99 to join this challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. Right. So that's it. Let's see. Any questions? Any other questions? That's how you get to it, folks. Click right here. Click right there again. All right. I don't think I see any more questions. Let me see. Maybe there was. Let me see. No questions. All right. Any questions before we go to the next topic? And what's up, Catherine? I saw you in there earlier. Any questions on the work that you got to do? My body has shown me signs. My face is red, and I know I need help. If you say, you raise your hand, you say, blue eyes, I need help. You say you got all these different symptoms. You said, that's you. And you need help. Your help is here. Depends on how much help you need. We got the quiz and we got the masterclass. This is free stuff. But if you say the help where you're like, Kelley, I need to take action. Show me how to take action. Give me the, hold my hand. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You join the challenge for $79. But only if that's you, though. But only if that's you. Let's see. All right, no other questions. All right, now we're going to flip the script, folks. We get ready to shift gears a little bit. If there's no more questions on the work that is required, we're going to flip the script. We're going to go to the next thing. We're going to start talking about clean eating next. Clean eating is next, folks. Clean eating is next. Okay. We're getting ready to shift gears a little bit. Start talking about clean eating. Any other questions? No questions before we start talking about clean eating. Oh. Man. That's pretty serious, MJ. Yeah. Wow, sorry to hear that. But it's never too late, though. It's never too late. It's never too late. I'll say this is what I say to you, MJ. It's never too late. You want it bad enough, you can get it. Your body wants to heal. I promise you, it does. You give your body the tools that it needs, it will heal itself. Like I said, your body wants to maintain 1 teaspoon of sugar. It will do everything in its power to get there. Everything. Fun fact, you can't use hemoglobin A1C for children for those with anemia or sickle cell. Okay. Cool. All right, folks, here we go. Next topic, clean eating. Folks, who hates going to the doctor when they say, listen, we got to go to the doctor. Hold on. Let me see. We're gonna go at 9 o'clock hour. 9 o'clock hour. Let's see. We got a couple more questions. My husband is taking seniority. He is skin and bones. What can we do? What's his diagnosis? What's his diagnosis? Does he have type 1 diabetes, type 1.5, type 2 diabetes? Like, what's his diagnosis, folks? Right? Yeah. That's that, because that sounds pretty serious. Sounds like type 1. I don't know though. Let's see. Okay, folks. We'll get her to come back. Here it is. Who hates going to the doctor and they say, listen, or going to their fitness coach and they say, listen, we need you to lose 100 pounds. Or we need you to lose 50 pounds. Or we need you to lose 80 pounds or whatever. Who hates doing that? Put a me in the chat if you hate doing that. If you hate counting the calories, you hate weighing your food, you hate doing all that stuff. Put a me in the chat. When they say you got to do that, put a me in the chat. I'm not sure his type. He lost so much weight since taking medication. Yeah, find out what his type is. That's very important to know. Yeah, me raising my hand. You hate it. Why do you hate it so much? You hate it because it's time consuming. What if you could do, folks? What if you could do it a different way? What if there were a way to lose all the weight without counting all the calories, without weighing all the food, without doing all that mumbo jumbo stuff? What if there were a different way? Would you like that? Okay, because that's what we're going to talk about right now, clean eating. And then, folks, if you are just joining us, or if you want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where people are making serious change, people are getting amazing results from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7, because your A1C is not going to lower itself. So you're going to have to do some work, folks. You're going to have to do some work, but this is the work that you're going to have to do. If you don't like counting calories and all that stuff, you're going to have to do some work, but it's a different kind of work. Look at this. This, folks, is called a clean eating plate. This is the way I've been eating the last, 4 years since I lost the weight. I showed you my pictures when I was Look, I'm going to show you the difference in how I was eating. Look at this, folks. Look at that. It's the difference in how I was eating. That's all it was. Of course, I got a routine. I started a routine as well. It was just in how I was eating, though. You think I was eating clean? When I was obese, no, I wasn't eating clean. I can tell you what I was eating. I can tell you what I was eating. Thought I was eating clean. I'd go to McDonald's and I'd clean up a double cheeseburger with extra pickles and a small fry. I'd clean that all out. But I wasn't clean eating. I was eating a bunch of crap, as I call it. What if there were a different way to lose that weight, just like I did, just like you're going to do? What if we ate like this instead? %50 non-starchy veggies. Fill your plate with 50% non-starchy veggies. 50% non-starchy veggies. You're like, what the hell's non-starchy veggies? Oh yeah, carrots, broccoli, cucumber, kale, zucchini, spinach, arugula, collard greens. These are all non-starchy vegetables. What is a non-starchy vegetable? It means that they're low on the glycemic index. That's what it means. Non-starchy veggies. Okay, 50% of your plate. We'll come back to that. Oh, mushrooms, they got over there. Just put in non-starchy veggies. Put a list of whole non-starchy veggies. Put a list of that. You'll get a whole list of these things. Non-starchy veggies. All right. So that's 50%. Now, do you have to eat like this all the time? No, you don't have to eat like this all the time, but it's what you do most of the time that matters the most. Now, 25% what? Proteins and fats. 25% protein and fat. You're like, well, what kind of protein, Kelley? Well, like I said before, as long as it's the leaner source of protein. I don't tell people what protein to eat anymore. Like, you eat whatever you eat. It's a highly debated topic. I don't want to get into it with you. So eat whatever you want. But just make sure it's the leaner sources. Things like chicken, turkey, fish, like salmon, eggs, steak, tofu, tempeh, TVP, texturized vegetable protein. These are what you want. These are leaner sources of protein. These are what's preferred. These are leaner sources of protein. Now, the ones that you want to stay away from are the processed meats or the processed proteins like bacon, like salami, like all the deli meat, like pepperoni, hot dogs. Okay, don't be competing with Joey Chestnut in the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. This guy's a professional eater. You can't compete with this dude on eating hot dogs. So don't, because those are group 1 carcinogens. I would recommend, you can eat whatever you want, but I would be highly recommended that you do not eat those specific foods, okay? Because those are group 1 carcinogens, deli meats. Oh, we'll come back to this section, but I forgot about this one. Fats. Fats is the next one. What kind of fats? Healthy fats. Things like avocados, nuts and seeds like pistachios and pecans and walnuts and almonds and cashews, and only 3 approved oils: avocado, coconut, olive. Avocado, coconut, olive. Those are the only 3 oils. Only 3 oils that are approved: avocado, coconut, and olive oil. Okay, folks? Things like chia seeds. Chia seeds are healthy fats. Things that are not healthy fats are, well, everybody's favorite. A couple things that people tell me that they're not going to give up. Out of the protein category, they'll say, oh yeah, I'm not going to give up bacon. All right, great. You do whatever you want. All right. You're an adult. Just as long as you know what it is. It is a group 1 carcinogen. Okay, and then dairy. Dairy is delicious as it tastes. It's great. It tastes great, but it's not great for you. No, it's not going to raise your blood sugar. Okay. But your overall health, the dairy is not your friend. Just like I said about alcohol earlier, dairy, folks, is not your friend. it is not. If you want to know more about dairy, I want you to look at this lecture called Utterly Amazing. A gentleman named Walter Veith is going to come in and he's a zoologist. And what does a zoologist do? They know everything about the animals from the zoo. Out in the wild, they know everything about animals. So he's going to teach you a thing or two about dairy and cheese. Okay? It's called Utterly Amazing. And that's all I'll say about that, folks. But dairy is not your friend. And over here, carbs. Okay, and then you know what I'm going to put over here as well? Fruit. Fruit. Carbs, fruit, whatever. It's all in the same category, folks. Similar. They go in the carbohydrate section. They're similar but different. Carbohydrates. You're like, well, what kind of carbohydrates can I have, Kelly? Well, whatever kind of carbohydrates, pretty much that you want, as long as you obey a very specific rule. Because it's unrealistic for people to, like, you know what I'm saying, give up all of their carbohydrates. Like, yo, you want to live a little bit. Like, yo, let me get some carbohydrates. But the idea is to keep your blood sugar stable. You want to limit the spikes as much as you possibly can. You want as little blood sugar spikes as possible. The less spikes you have, the longer you're going to live. All right, it's all correlated. Like how long you live is correlated by how many of these spikes you have throughout the day. When it comes to carbohydrates, yeah, you can have carbohydrates, rice, pasta, potatoes, you know what I mean, quinoa, farro, starchy potatoes, starchy veggies like acorn squash. Just make sure you're obeying a very specific rule. Fruit, we're going to talk about that rule. Fruit, lower glycemic index fruits. Things like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, kiwis, peaches, nectarines, apples. Okay? You can have the carbohydrates, folks, the ones that you love. You just got to obey a very specific rule. It's the rules to this game. Just obey the rules. Don't break the rules. You can go down on the carbs, but you can't go up. You can change the percent on all these other areas. Look, check this out. You can even change the percent on all these other levels, other areas. Look at that. Doesn't that look familiar? That's called the clean eating plate, folks. Doesn't that look familiar? 50%? Oh yeah, right there. 25% proteins and fats. Oh yeah, right there. Boom, right here. Look, boom. Carbohydrates. Look at this plate. It's called the clean eating plate. It's a fantastic plate. Go get yourself one. But look, you can play around with the percentages. 50, if you don't want to go, let's just say you're hitting the gym, you're pumping iron. You're in the gym, your sole mission is to get struck. Like, yo, I'm going to the gym, bro, and I'm going to get brolic. I'm going to get struck, dude. Struck. That's what we call getting big. Struck. Yo, you struck, bro. Let's just say you want more protein. So you can easily flip your protein to say, instead of 25%, you can go 50% protein. All just by flipping your plate. It's called the clean eating plate. You should probably go get yourself one. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. I'm telling you, than counting calories and all that stuff. You should probably go get yourself one. Okay? You can change the percentages on the non-starchy veggies. You can change your percentages on the proteins and the fats. Heck, but the only, you can go like 50% protein, more starches, whatever, change the percent. But on the carbs, the only rule is you can go down, but you can't go up. This is why you can have pretty much whatever kind you want. I mean, you can go down, but you can't go up. As long as we're not eating the refined sugars, the refined carbohydrates, the junk, or the crap, as I call it. Carbohydrates. Obey this rule. You can go down, but you can't go up. You can go down to 20%. Like, well, what's 20%, Kelley? Oh, yeah, on the plate right here. 20%, like, give or take, okay? 20%. So go down, but you can even take that thing all the way down to 0. You can take the carbs all the way down to 0%. So you can go down, but you can't go up. Very specific rule. Now, this is the start of the plate, folks. We're going to build on this plate a whole lot more. We're going to build on this plate a whole lot more. And I'm going to put some numbers over here because we're going to talk about that the start of the next lesson. But folks, that was the introduction to the clean eating plate. Now, throw your questions in the chat, whatever questions you got, folks. But if you're ready for change, if you need help with this, if you say, Kelley, like, listen, man, I need help starting on I've got insulin resistance, Kelley. I need help. I've had insulin resistance for way too long, Kelley. I need help. My blood sugar is getting high, man. My A1C, it won't drop. How do I get it there? You say your A1C won't drop, and you're frustrated by that, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What's that going to do? Is it's going to shake up the whole game. It's a blueprint that says, just like I did in the blueprint, I showed you when I was obese and all of that stuff. I showed you the picture. Obese, diabetes, all of that stuff 5-6 years ago. See, I got my diagnosis after the age of 40. You know what they say? Once you turn 40, that's it. It's all downhill from here. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. There's a lot of things that could be harming your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what it is. So a lot of areas I told you about. But if you need help with this, clean eating, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for, it's normally $99. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that discount code, ENERGY, so a lot of people don't know what energy feels like to go through their body. You're joining the challenge for $79. If you're sick and tired about being sick and tired of your blood sugar being high, you raise your hand and you say, that's me. I've taken all these meds. I'm so frustrated, Kelley. I'm frustrated with my doctor. All they give me is more meds. My doctor tells me that diabetes can't be reversed. But then I hear stories of people reversing type 2 diabetes. I'm hearing all these stories. So I'm conflicted, Kelley. Well, if you're conflicted, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, ENERGY. Join the challenge for $79. Now let's get to this. Let's get back to these questions. Any questions about clean eating so far? Any questions? In the challenge, see, in the challenge, supposed to eat, I'm a little confused if they're carbs and break down sugar. Don't just do what's in the challenge. Just do what's in the challenge, Hope. Yes, they do turn into sugar, but that's, you know what? Somebody wants to talk about beans. Okay. Beans. We're going to get to your questions here in a second. What do beans do? What do beans do? Beans are a superfood. Somebody's asking about beans. We used to wait to get to this, but let's get to beans. Answer the question. Beans are a resistant starch. Like, well, what's a resistant starch, Kelley? Well, a resistant starch is, yeah, it's a starch. Yeah. Yeah, they will raise your blood sugar. Yeah. Uh-huh. But here's what they do. They resist digestion. So when you eat beans, black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, all these different kind of beans, they go through your system undigested. They go through your small intestines undigested. Yes, the blood sugar will eventually go into your bloodstream, but since they're resisting digestion, the blood sugar is being released so slowly, like this. Watch. So instead of it's going like this. Instead of it going like a rocket, it's resisting the digestion, and then eventually the blood sugar is like this. So what does that do? That gives your body, that gives your insulin levels a chance to respond. Since it's coming up so slowly, the blood sugar, it gives your insulin a chance to, okay, we can manage this. We can bring that down. Now we can manage that. We can bring it down. But when your blood sugar shoots up like a rocket, your insulin is like, oh, snap, help. It's like goes into panic mode. But when you eat beans, it's much more controlled. And as a result, if you do that day after day after day after day after day, eventually what happens is your body starts to get more insulin sensitive. It starts to respond to insulin better because it's got better control over. But before it was out, you eat a donut, you eat a whole Twinkie, you eat Little Debbie's, you drink a Mountain Dew, insulin has no control. So that's what beans. Also, what beans do is when it goes through your small intestines undigested, now it goes to your large intestines. Now it gets digested or it gets eaten. The fiber gets eaten by your gut bacteria. Human beings, they tell us to eat fiber. Like, yo, eat fiber, eat fiber. Like, yo, I'm gonna eat fiber. I can't even digest it. That's like stupid. Why would I eat fiber if I can't digest it? That's stupid, bro. Why would I do that? Well, here's why you should do that. It's because you cannot digest the fiber. But you want to know what happens when it gets to the bean? The fiber gets to your large intestines. It gets eaten by the bacteria. And the bacteria, when they eat the fiber, they absolutely love it. Because the bacteria, they love fiber. So when you have a good gut flora, that's why they say, hey, have a good gut health. That's why people are like, how's your gut health? You got good gut health? Yes. The reason you want to have good gut health is so your body can express health. Everything starts in the gut. All these diseases and conditions, they start in the gut. Which population are you populating? Or is it the bad bacteria or the good bacteria? Well, the good guys hang out with the beans. The good guys hang out with the veggies, because that's where the fiber is. That's where the good guys hang out. The bad guys hang out in things like all the processed foods, the processed meats, the whole Twinkies, the ding dongs, the Doritos, the Takis, the Mountain Dew, the Coca-Cola, the Diet Dr. Pepper. That's where the bad guys hang out. And it depends on who's winning this push-pull battle. Is it the bad guys? Or is it the good guys? What are you doing most of the time? What you do most of the time matters the most. Are you clean eating most of the time, or are you eating crap most of the time? Based on which one's winning, that push-pull battle, that will determine your overall health. So that, folks, is why beans are great. I hope that answered your question. All right, now let's get back. Now, if you want to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you want to use that discount code ENERGY. Use that discount code ENERGY. Yeah, is it going to be challenging? Yeah, it's going to be challenging. You're going to step outside of your comfort zone? Yeah, you're going to step outside of your comfort zone. But you got to step outside of your comfort zone. If you want to grow, if you want to get your number to 4.9 to a 5.3, your A1C, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. In this 14-day challenge, we're going to take you outside of your comfort zone. But it's only for 14 days. You'll be able to recover. Don't worry. Everybody who's done it, they're good. Their blood sugar is a whole lot better. The inflammation is a whole lot down. They've lost some weight. Yeah. My A1C is, if you need help, my A1C is a 5.8. And somebody says, I need help. If you need help, it depends on how much help you need. If you need a little bit of help, you can go grab all the free information off my page. Click the link in my description and take the quiz, register for the masterclass, all free stuff. But if you need a lot of help and you raise your hand and say, I need help, I am at my wit's end, I'm so frustrated, I am ready to go, I'm ready for change. If you say that's you, if you need that kind of help, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code ENERGY, you're joining the challenge for $79. If you need that kind of help. Are beets good? Yeah, beets are good. Beets are great. Beets are great. Beets are great. Those are going to open up your blood cells. So yeah, those are great. What's a good glycemic index number? Well, anything, the lower the better. It goes anywhere between 0 to 100. Just think of it like this. It goes anywhere between 0 to 100. You just do it the opposite way. Remember back in the day, like a 90, 95, that's an A? Well, when it comes to the glycemic index, just think about it backward. Think about it the other way. 0 to 10, that's great. 10 to 20, that's okay. Keep going higher and higher and higher. You don't want to get it close to 100. You want it to be close to the 0. As close to the 0 as possible. Just think of it the opposite way of what you did at school. That's a low glycemic index. How you want to think about a glycemic index? I've been using clean eating plate and added berberine, and my glucose has been amazing. Yeah, that clean eating plate is a monster, right? The clean eating plate is a monster. You master this plate, I'm telling you. It's a monster. It's a monster. My sugar and cravings are gone. Day 9 of the 14-day challenge. Man, love it, Catherine. Check it out, Catherine. Did you make the recipe, Catherine? Did you make the recipe that I told you? That recipe, that's amazing, though. Catherine joined the challenge. She's on day 9 of the 14-day challenge, and her cravings are gone. That's usually where it goes after about day 7, 8-ish, 9-ish. That's when the cravings will start to go away. That's when they go away. I need you to join. If you need to join, Lex, you want to make sure that you use that discount code SHOWER. Click on my picture. Click on my picture again. Click that link in my description. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you say that that's you, like I said, people are getting amazing results. Day 9, the cravings are gone. Gone. Show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. Show up, you do the work, and you do it again tomorrow, folks. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. But here's the thing I'm going to tell you about diabetes, though, type 2 diabetes. There's another way as well. And it's the way that you don't want to go. It's diabetes. If you do not steer your lifestyle, diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. If you do not steer your lifestyle, diabetes would be glad to take the wheel. And be glad to. If you don't become the boss of your lifestyle, diabetes will become the boss of you. There's a lot of things that could be harming. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have a high A1C. But it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. You hang out with me for 14 days and we're going to bust that myth. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining that challenge for $79. Let's see. Here we go. A1C 5.6. And my doctor said it was high, but NP said, nurse practitioner said it was so good. Yeah, 5.6 is higher than you'd like. It's right on the cusp. 5.7 is when you go, they officially diagnose you as a pre-diabetic. So you tell me, you're one more tick away. You're one tick away. Or as people would say, you're one cheeseburger away. It's a cheeseburger away from a 5.7. You tell me if that's good or bad, Ella. You tell me. Hopefully that cleared it up. When is the best time to eat chia seeds? Right before your meal. About 10 minutes before your meal. The reason you can do chia seeds is you take some chia seeds. It's gonna, when you ever take some chia seeds and they start getting all gooey and nasty, that's fiber. That's all fiber coating, and that goes inside your stomach. You do that 5 or 10 minutes before your meal. Woo! Then you load up on the fiber and more fiber. Man, crazy. Blood sugar stable. Is wheat good? Not necessarily. Right, not today's wheat. Today's wheat is no, it's not the wheat of the past. It's not the wheat of the past, folks. It's all manipulated, right? Even the grains and all the whole grains, but it's still not the grains from the past. Ancestral grains. And somebody just got the challenge. Shout out to them. Somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. When is the best time to eat chia seeds? First time here. What is a 14-day challenge? A 14-day challenge is for people who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. They've been on a blood sugar roller coaster for many years. They tried everything and nothing has worked. And they're starting to believe that they're stuck that way forever. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you've tried everything and your blood sugar, your A1C won't budge, you tried everything. Like I tried everything and nothing has worked, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right. If you're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, you say like somebody just joined the challenge. They're ready to get off the blood sugar roller coaster. They say, this is my stop. Skirt, I'm off the roller coaster. That's you. Then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you've gotten sick and tired to the point where I don't want to take this medication anymore, I've been taking them, so I want my life back, I'm ready to do whatever, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. For my people who are serious about change, what is it? It's a blueprint that says, we got all of your meals designed, all of your recipes designed. All you got to do is show up, follow the blueprint, do the work, do it again tomorrow. And by the end of day 14, day 15, your blood sugar is going to look a whole lot different. That is what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code ENERGY, you are joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 250 people have done for $79. If you use that discount code ENERGY, because we're going to get you your energy back. The supplements you're selling are necessary. That's because I ain't selling any supplements. But I am selling this plate though. This plate right here, this clean eating plate. You want to go get one of these. If you want one of these clean eating plates, like we're breaking down this clean eating board right now. We're breaking this down. You want a clean eating plate, you should go get one of these out of my TikTok showcase. In my TikTok showcase, these things are sturdy. Look, they're like $13. $13, you can go get yourself. You can even take this thing with you. Like, yo, I'm going to the. You can take this thing everywhere instead of counting calories and weighing your food in your app and all that stuff. You can bring this. You can bring your plate. Clean eating plate, folks. Very, very durable. Best ones I've seen. They're deep. Look, they're deep and they're big. clean eating plate will change your whole life. I'm telling you, look at that. Does that not look familiar? Boom. All right, questions. Who's got questions? Who's got questions? What's the challenge? 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is what it is. That's what it is. 14 days. It's a blueprint. It says if you follow these recipes, this recipe, this formula, you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, you are going to get very similar results as everybody else. Getting off the blood sugar roller coaster. That is the point, to get off of the blood sugar roller coaster. If you're ready to get off the blood sugar roller coaster, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code SHOWER. Oh, not shower, sorry. Energy. It's energy to this week. We changed it up. It's energy. Kelley, I suffer from nausea from Ozempic. Even low doses, are there other options? Yeah. The option is called doing the work. If that's you, if you're suffering, that's the key word to use, suffer. If you're suffering from that, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where we're just taking your nutrition. That's all we're doing. If you're taking your nutrition, you say after there are other options. We're just taking your nutrition and we're going to streamline it for 14 days. We're basically going to take your blood sugar back to boot camp. We're going to reset it. So it's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Those are the other options. You want to join the challenge, but there's a lot of freebies on my page. There's a quiz, there's a master class. Go take the quiz. If you haven't taken the quiz, it's a free quiz. Go take the master class, right? This is free stuff. But if you're ready for serious change, if you say, damn it, I'm on the Ozempic, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm nauseous. I want my life back. If that is you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. How much will my A1C drop after 14 days on your program? Well, I can tell you this. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. We had Jazzy a couple of weeks ago. She joined the challenge. Her A1C was in the 8. After the challenge, day 14, or when she went back to the doctor, a couple of weeks later, after the, a few weeks later, 2-3 weeks later, her A1C went from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Stevens went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. These are real life stories, folks. There's someone who's 80 years old who joined the challenge. Now her blood sugar is under 100. Hasn't been under 100 in many years. 80 years old. Okay? So it doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how young you are. Doesn't matter how long you've had the condition. Like, all of that doesn't matter. All of that doesn't matter. What matters is your body wants to heal. You want to join that challenge, you use that discount code SHOWER. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again, and here's how you get to it, right here. Same thing over here as well. Click that link in my description. It's going to take you right there. You want to join the challenge? Right here. Click this one right here, the orange one. That's where the challenge is, folks. It's 14 days. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, all we're doing is nutrition. That's all we're doing, nutrition. You follow the blueprint. Now, is it going to be easy? No, it ain't going to be easy. Is it going to be challenging? It's called the challenge. That's why I called it that. You want to get your blood sugar, your A1C from an 8 to a 6. Yeah, you're going to have to do some work. It ain't just going to it ain't going to do it by itself. You're going to have to go hard. Like you're training. Imagine like you're training for like a marathon, or you're training for the Olympics. Do you know how hard you got to go? You go hard like this in this 14-day challenge. You go hard. I promise you, your blood sugar will never, ever look the same, ever. Ever in your life. I promise you. It's $99 to join this 14-day challenge. But if you use that discount code ENERGY, because we're going to get your energy back too, you're joining the challenge for $79. And for my people who have already gone through the challenge, there's Beyond the Challenge. Beyond the Challenge is waiting for you. It's also linked in the bio as well. Let's do it. Yep. As a diabetic dietitian, I advise you to do a little more research, please. Yeah, okay. As a dietary dietitian, I advise you to do a little bit more research. Okay. You want to know what I say about your research? How's that for research? How's that for research? Right? That's called diabetes. That's called heart disease. That's called obesity. Diabetes is the easiest condition in the world to get. Type 2 diabetes. The easiest condition in the world to get. It's also the easiest condition in the world to get rid of. You hang out with me, we're going to show your dietitian a thing or two. Oh, that's funny. Let me see. All healthy coffee, any healthy coffee suggestions. Here's what I say about coffee. Here's what I say about coffee. Go get your natural coffee first. What's that? Oh, yeah, it's called the sun. You go out into the sun 5 to 10 minutes when that morning sun is coming up. That morning sun is coming up. That is where you want to go. That sets your cortisol. It tells your cortisol. As soon as your light hit your eye, that morning sun, it says your cortisol rise. Max out. You want it to max out. It's going to max out in about 30 minutes. It's going to take about, after it sees the sun, it's take about 30 minutes. Now that's natural energy. Wait 60 to 90 minutes after that. Then you can go have coffee. 60 to 90 minutes after that. And watch how different you feel. You start doing that day after day. Eventually, you're going to be like, I don't even need coffee. Let's do it. I just subscribed, didn't see the challenge. No, subscription is totally different. Subscribing is totally different than the 14-day challenge, right? The 14-day challenge is, if you click right up here and you click on my picture again, it is linked to my bio. If you're still having trouble with it, Joe, I got you. Send me a DM, point you in the right direction. All right, let's go back to it. Beans. Since any other questions? No questions. All right. Okay. Awful Zempic. Yeah. Here we go. Beans and rice. Beans and rice. Never eat beans and rice together. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, never eat beans and rice together. Okay? What's that going to do? Didn't you say, Kelley, that beans are resistant starch? Didn't you say that? Yeah. But then when you combine them with the other starches, it's kind of like combining Batman and with the Joker. The Batman and the Joker would never coexist on the same team. It's a bad combination. Now you can put Batman with Robin. You can put Batman with who else? Superman. You can put him with the Justice League. You can put Batman with the Flash. But you cannot put Batman with the Joker. Now you can't put Batman with Catwoman. Since somebody said Catwoman, now you can and you can't. Catwoman is kind of she's kind of like plays both sides. You know what I mean? You never know if she's on the good guy side or the bad guy side. But Catwoman. But never eat beans and rice together, folks. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're not suffering from insulin resistance, okay, knock yourself out. Okay, you wanted to have beans and rice. Just make sure you're eating in a very specific order. Just make sure you're eating just in a very specific order if you're not insulin resistant. But if you are insulin resistant, folks, here's what I'm telling you. Don't eat the beans with the potatoes, with the rice, with the quinoa. Totally separate them. Beans can go with everything else. Here it is. Now, the question is, that's it. That's it for the beans and rice. The rules. The next question is, how do you eat this food, folks? Like you told me about all the food. You told me about the plate, Kelley, where I can go get one of these out of your showcase. I can go get one of these plates. I can go get one of these plates, Kelley. Yeah, go get one. 1, 2, 3. How do you eat your food? First, you eat your veggies first. Then you eat your proteins and fats. Then you eat your carbs last. That's how you eat your food. You're like, how am I supposed to remember that, Kelley? Eat your veggies first. Then you eat my veggies first. Then eat my protein second. Proteins and fats second. And then carbs last. Like, how am I supposed to remember that, Kelley? Well, think of it like this. Another way to think of how to eat your food. The order in which you eat your food to maintain, keep your blood sugar stable. Number 1, when you go to a restaurant, what is the first thing that they say, or what's the first thing that they bring out when you go to the restaurant? What's the first thing? Oh, don't they bring out the salad? They bring out the salad, don't they? They bring out, they like, yo, would you want a Caesar salad or the house salad? Put it in the chat, folks. Caesar salad or the house salad? Which one are you? Caesar or house? This is the order in which you eat your food. Caesar or house? House. Chips and salsa. Caesar, but not good for me. Yeah. You're right about that one. Caesar, 6.1. Caesar, somebody say. Just remember that when you go to eat your food, veggies first, because they bring that out first at the restaurant. Then when you go to the restaurant, what's the next thing that they bring out at the restaurant? Oh yeah, the main course. That's when you start. When they bring out all the food, the hot food, and like, oh, that's our food. Then you be like, no, that's somebody else's. Damn it, we thought that was ours. And then they come out, oh, we know that this is our food. Dang it, that's somebody else's. But then when they bring out your food, you're gonna be like, oh, that's mine. I ordered the fish. Oh, I ordered the steak. Oh, I ordered the eggs. Oh, I ordered the chicken. Oh, I ordered turkey. Second. They bring that out second, don't they? The main course. So the main course is your fats and proteins. That's how you eat it. Veggies first, fats and proteins. The main course. Lastly, when you're at that restaurant, you finish eating all your food, you're like, I'm good, I'm stuffed. The waiter is going to come out, the waiter or waitress is going to come out and they're going to say, they're going to ask you a very specific question. And they're going to say, would you like? You mean like, would I like? Yeah, would you like to see the dessert menu? Wouldn't you like to see the dessert menu? At that point, you got an option. You say, yeah, I want to see the dessert menu, or no, I don't want to see the dessert menu. I'm good. Check, please. Anyhow, think of carbs and fruit as a dessert. You eat that last. You think of that as a dessert. So anytime you think of fruit, think of dessert. Anytime you think of rice, think of dessert. Anytime you think of a sweet potato, think of dessert. You do that, you can still, like I said, you can still have the favorite food that you want. It's just you got to eat it in a very specific way. You got to eat it in a specific way. 1, 2, 3, just like when you go to the restaurant. House salad or Caesar salad. Steak, eggs, tofu or tempeh. The main course. And then lastly, the dessert. So you always eat the carbohydrates last. This thing goes all the way back around. You can eat the beans and rice. Like I tell you, you can eat the beans. You can't eat the beans and rice together, sorry. But you can eat the beans with everything else. The beans are like the wild card. You can eat those things with the other stuff. You cannot eat it with the section number 3, though. You can't do that. That's violating the rules of the game, folks. You ever want to get your A1C back to a 4.9 or a 5.3, you're going to have to master this plate. You want to know more about this plate? Click that link in my click that link. It's in my showcase. It's in my TikTok showcase, folks. For my folks who are ready for serious change, and you say, listen, I want to get my A1C to a 4.9 or 5.3, Kelley. I know there's going to be some work involved. Very first step, if that's you, if you're struggling with high A1C and it won't budge no matter what. If you're like I was obese, had diabetes, and I had heart disease. Okay, the triple whammy. If you're like I was, and you say, Kelley, I don't want to do this meds anymore. I want to get my life back. I want to take a different approach. I want to do I want to do what really works, man. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for not $99. It's normally $99 to join the challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79, where I promise you, you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, you're going to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. And you're going to get your life back. But that's the thing. You're going to have to do the work. It ain't going to be easy. I'm going to just keep it real with you. It ain't going to be easy. But you're going to have to do the work. But you do the work, you come out on the other side, you can have what you want. Because here's the thing. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. So step out and everything that you want is right there. I'm going to say that again. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. Step out and everything that you want is right there. Everything. 4.9, 5.3. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you are now stepping out. And everything you want is right there. Use that discount code ENERGY. Join the challenge. Let me see, folks. Any other questions? Any questions? Did we see if we missed anything? Did we miss anything on this clean eating plate, folks? I think we did. We got a subject that we missed. What if I'm at a buffet? If you're at a buffet, first of all, you're suffering from insulin resistance. You want to try to stay away as far away from the buffet as you possibly can. Right? But you want to bring your plate everywhere you go. I don't care where you go to the buffet, bring your plate with you. But don't be trying to stack your plate just because you're at a buffet. But no, you just got to be realistic when you're out. You're not even going to a buffet for real. Like, I know you like your family going to a buffet. Like, you got to be like, yo, listen. If you go to a buffet, it's probably best if you go to the non-starchy veggies and the proteins and the fat area. That's the area you probably want to go to. When you go to a buffet, you're suffering from insulin resistance. You want to make sure you stay away from section number 3. You go to that buffet with the fam, like all right, after church, we're going to the buffet. Like, all right, family, let's go to the buffet. But when I go to the buffet, I'm getting my proteins and I'm getting my non-starchy veggies. And I'm giving me some healthy fats. And I'm going to get some beans if they got some. Creamers. No with the creamers. Okay? No with the, unless this is like an almond butter. I mean, not almond butter, almond milk. I don't recommend dairy. But I know people are going to do it anyway. What if your partner keeps bringing cake from Aldi's home? Well, you got to have a conversation with your spouse. You got to have a conversation with your partner, like a real life, or like a real life uncomfortable conversation. Everything that you want is on the other side of a tough conversation. You're going to have a tough conversation with your spouse, with your partner. Everything that you want and don't have is on the other side of a tough conversation with your partner. And you say, listen, this is my life. This is what I'm going to do. This is what my life is going to be about. And nothing is going to stop me. Now, you can either get on board or you can get off. But either way, I'm going to put my mask on first. That's what you tell your partner. They keep bringing that home. Black Diva, you are not really answering all the questions, so why ask? There's a lot of questions. I'm answering all the questions I can. So what's the questions? You give me the question, I give you the answer. I can't get them all. What's the highest your A1C? My A1C got to a 6.5. Now, if you mean in general, people, mine got to a 6.5. Do you mean people in general? I mean, they can get 30. Okay, they can get high. Can we use coconut creamer? Yeah, you can use coconut creamer. Coconut milk? Yeah, you can do your coconut milk creamer. Yep. Is unsweetened almond milk okay? Yeah, it is. But you want to make sure that you use your Yuka app. Yuka. I'm going to put it up here. Y-U-K-A. Yuka. You want to use that app every time you go to the grocery store. Every time. It's going to be like your force field. You use that app, it'll tell you which one is the best or the preferred, almond milk or coconut milk. The milk that you want to stay away from, folks, is oat milk. No oat milk. For the oat milk. There are no oat milks. I'm late, but ranch? No. That was a joke we were doing earlier with the Caesar salad. Okay? The Caesar salad and all that stuff. Yeah, it was a joke. If you're late. If you were going to have a treat, would it be healthy to choose no cake? It will be a savory breakfast. I mean, not a savory breakfast, a savory snack. Savory snack is a better option. It's not a sweet snack. Always choose savory over sweet. Chickpea pasta. Yeah, chickpea pasta will be a better option than that of regular pasta. See, like the whole wheat pasta, or the pasta you can take and like, oh, let's throw it and see if it can stick to the wall. Okay, that's the kind of pasta you want to avoid. But yeah, chickpea pasta, things like lentil pasta. Chickpea and lentil pasta, folks. What's up, Chach? Man, I got your text, man. I'm gonna reply, man. Shout out to you for I'm gonna move you over. I got you, Chach. I got your text message from last night. I got you, boss. My A1C is a 5. Whoa, hold on. Carrie, hold on. I thought you said your A1C was a 6.1. What do you mean your A1C is a 5? What do you mean? You just said it like a couple of weeks ago it was a 6.1. What do you mean? It's a 5. Elaborate more on that one, Terry. Because you just told me your A1C was a 6.1. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can get Terry's comment. I can't get it. I try to pin it, but I can't. Just start a GLP-1. Why? If it was that easy. It's Moses. It's called Lifestyle First, Medication Second. We just got somebody off of the GLP-1s after 2 weeks. So no, just don't start no GLP-1 and don't ask questions. You just take this and don't ask questions about what I'm doing. No, it's a lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, then okay, we talk about medication, but it's lifestyle first, medication second. Terry, I want to know, Mel. I want to know more. What do you mean? I'm at the doctor. What? Now you're at a 5. You just told me you're at a 6.1. What happened? How did you do that, Terry? That's amazing news, though. That's great. That's great. Terry's just been following. She didn't even join the challenge. She just been following along and changed her lifestyle. And now she just said she was at a 6.1. Now she's at the doctor right now and they're giving her, she's at a 5. It was just like 2 weeks ago she told me we was at a 6.1. Chickpea pasta, yes, yay. Edamame pasta, yeah, I've never heard of edamame pasta, but I'm sure they can make it. But that would be a better option. That would be a better option than the traditional, regular old pastas. All right. Heart of palm pasta is amazing. I've never had that before. I got to look into it. Yeah. But you want to get the pasta with the minimal amount of ingredients. You don't want the traditional old school pasta. Like I said, the one that you throw against the wall. You don't want that. Mine A1C is 5.6. Can do it to lower it to keep it low. My A1C is a 5.6. What can I do to lower it to keep it low? Well, all the stuff that I'm talking, this is what we're trying to, this is the whole point of this slide right here. All the stuff that you got to do. And it's called doing the work. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. It's called lifestyle medicine. Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. All right, it's a lot of stuff that could be hurting your health. It's a lot of stuff that could be causing you to have a high A1C. But it's predominantly what you're eating. It's predominantly what you're eating. My A1C is, I'm at the doctor now. Yeah, okay, got that one. I'm at a 6.6. Well, if you want to get it to a 6 point, if you want to get it lower than that, if you say, listen, I'm at a 6.6. I don't know if you're good. I don't know. Are you good with that? You just said you're at a 6.6. So give me more. You okay with that? Because a lot of people are okay with it. A lot of people say, it's not that bad. But the question is, if you want to get it lower than that, it's not going to drop by itself. You're going to have to do some work. It's called lifestyle medicine. Be ready for change. If you say, Kelley, my A1C is at a 6.6, and no matter what I do, my A1C won't drop. I need help. If that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79 instead of $99. My A1C is at 11.4, and body is so much pain. The question is, how much pain? Because a lot of people can be in a lot of pain, usually 133. It depends on how much pain. Enough pain to make you say, hey, I'm going to change? Because there's only 2 times when people change. Pain, when they're in enough pain, they'll change. And then the fear of future pain. So the question is, are you in enough pain to change? That's the question only you can answer. My A1C is at a 9. Okay, like what does that mean? Are you okay with that? Or I don't know how you feel about it. You just put I can tell you that those are not great numbers. I'm not, Is it safe to stop medication they started? If they take you off of it, now. We had someone get their medication, getting taken off of their medication after 2 weeks of hanging out with us on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. We didn't take them off their medication. I don't have the authority to take someone off of their medication. I'm not a doctor. I can't take you off your medication. But the doctor can. We had someone in 2 weeks go from 8 to a 6. The doctor took them off their medication. So you start noticing your numbers start to change. You call the doctor, like, yo, doc, I changed up my eating. I changed my lifestyle. My numbers are going down. Like, yo, what I do about this medication, man? What I do about this medication, bro? Should I stop taking it? Should I lower my dose? I mean, it's a conversation between you and your doctor. Let's see. So no oatmeal. No oatmeal in the morning. That's a good point. You don't want to do your breakfast. You don't want section 3 for breakfast. You don't want section 3 for breakfast. You want a savory breakfast. What's a savory breakfast? A fat and a protein. A fat, a protein, and a non-starchy veggie. A fat, protein, veggie. Fat, protein, veggie. That is a savory breakfast. A protein, a fat, and a veggie. Non-starchy veggie specifically. Something like chicken and broccoli and an avocado. Tofu scramble with an avocado with some bell peppers on the side. That's a savory breakfast. It's going to dictate your whole day, your breakfast. So no oatmeal in the morning. If you do oatmeal, make sure you follow that specific rule. I'm at a 6.5 with elevated creatine levels. 6.6 with elevated creatine levels. Okay, but the question is, how do you feel about that, Shannon? Are you just saying that's what you are? Like, I don't know how you feel about it. You feel great about it? Do you feel like, God? Yeah, gotta be a little bit more specific. Mine is a 12.5, and I'm not okay. Okay, there you go. That's it. That's the answer. That's the other part of it. What's the other part of it? Mine is at a 12.5, and I'm not okay. Okay, great. If you're not okay, then there's something that you're going to have to do. And it is called getting outside of your comfort zone. To get your number to a 4.9 to a 5.3, you're going to have to seriously get outside of your comfort zone. Like, seriously. You got to do some work. But here's the thing. Progress matters more than comfort. Progress matters more than comfort. You've been comfortable for way too long. So our numbers are out of control. Like, my numbers were out of control. I was comfortable for way too long. But comfort and growth cannot coexist. You got to do one or the other. One or the other. If you're ready to step outside of your comfort zone, if that's you and you're ready to lower your A1C and you're not okay with these numbers, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where there have been people getting amazing, like somebody got taken off their medication by their doctor. I didn't take them off. I can't do that. The doctor did it after 2 weeks, right? 7.1 to a 5.7. These are the success stories that we're hearing from this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready for serious change, you got to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. Not $99, but $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But only if that's you. Only if you're not okay with those numbers. If you're not okay with that, if you're desperate for change, you should join that challenge. I was at a 7.3 and I came down to a 5.8. Amazing. That's amazing. What'd you do? Do you eat meat or plant-based? Whichever one you prefer. Whichever one you prefer. I don't tell people what to eat anymore. What's a normal A1C? That's it right here. 4.9 to a 5.3. 4.9 to a 5.3. That's the ideal range. But here's the thing. You're going to have to do some work to get there. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Go register for that masterclass. It's a free masterclass. All you got to do is pay attention. It's linked in my bio. Free masterclass where I break down these numbers. Well, I tell you what that formula is. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It's how you get your numbers back to that normal range, folks. Let's see. Mine is 8.9. I'm on pills and want to reduce the medication. If that's what you want to do, if you said that's what you want to do, MDC, that's what you want to do. If yours is at 8.9 and you're on pills and you want to reduce the medication, that's what you said that you want, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Mine is at a 6.7. Well, yeah, you use that live discount code ENERGY. It's the live discount code. You're joining the challenge for $79. But that's only if that's what you said that you wanted. Mine is at the 6.7. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Okay. Again, a lot of people just put that number like, you cool with that? Or, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Too long. What's too long? You're saying to have a savory breakfast every day. I am saying to have a savory breakfast every single day. Every single day that you walk this planet, it is ideal that you have a savory breakfast. If you care about your blood sugar, you don't have to have one every day, but if you care about your blood sugar, If you care about maintaining your pace and getting your number back to this ideal range, you want to go 4.9 or 5.3. Now, let's just say you get your number back to the ideal range. Let's just say if your number's way out right now. Your number's way out, you should not be having a sweet breakfast. You should have a savory breakfast every single day. Now you get back into the right range, to the ideal range. If you want to branch out every once in a while and have some pancakes for breakfast and whatever, waffles, okay, every once in a while, great. But that's when you get back into the range first. If you're out of the range, like, no, you shouldn't be having no sweet breakfast. It should be a savory breakfast every day. Intermittent fasting and cutting out carbs. I dropped 9.2 A1C in 180 days and to 145 in 6 months. Shout out to you. So eat 3 times a day. What intermittent fasting? Huh? So eat 3 times a day. You eat when your body is craving, when it's telling you to eat. So whether it's 2 times a day, whether it's 3 times a day. 2 to 3 times a day. Sure. Do I recommend OMAD eating once a day? I don't recommend that. It's harder for you to get all the nutrients that you need. But 2 times a day. What about intermittent fasting? Train yourself to fast. 12 hours first. Then 13 hours a week after that. Then 14 hours. Then 15 hours. Then 16 hours. How you train your body to fast. You just don't wake up one day if you're insulin resistant and be like, yo, I'm severely insulin resistant and I'm a fast. I'm gonna go for like 16 hours. Yeah, you do that, you're gonna be on a struggle bus. You're gonna be like so hungry and tired and all that stuff. Why? Because your body can't tap into its fat reserve for energy. So you're not metabolically flexible. So if you're metabolically flexible, you can fast. If you're not metabolically flexible, you shouldn't be fasting. You can fast, a minimum of 12 hours. Let me say that. If you're not metabolically flexible, start off with a minimum of 12 hours. Then go 13, 14, 15. Keep adding on each week. Train your body to fast. It's like a marathon. You never wake up in the morning. You never wake up one day and just plop on the earth and like you go from just being a couch potato to everything to you just pop in. I'm gonna do a marathon today. Can you go from being a couch potato one day and running a marathon tomorrow? Nah, you ain't doing that. You got to train for a marathon. And it's the same thing when it comes to fasting. You got to train for fasting. What is savory vegetables and protein just joined? Savory breakfast, non-starchy veggies, proteins and fats, carbohydrates, non-starchy veggies, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, arugula, spinach, cabbage, protein. Leaner sources of protein. So whether it's chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, tofu, tempeh, steak, whatever. Make sure it's the leaner sources. Fats, healthy fats like avocados, nuts, and seeds. Carbohydrates, rice, pasta, potatoes, things of that nature. You just got to eat them in a certain order. OMAD with nutrients-dense meals. I don't recommend OMAD. I mean, if you do OMAD, that works for you, great, but I don't recommend it. Are carrots good for diabetics? Those are non-starches. Yes, you can do carrots. Those are non-starches. Do they have a little bit of starch in them? Sure. But they're so low on the glycemic index that it doesn't even really matter. Right? So yes, carrots are great. Those are non-starchy veggies. Fasting works, but if it destroys one mental and just ruins their drive to lose the weight, yeah. If you're struggling trying to fast, again, it'll tear you up. You got to train to fast. That's why it'll tear you up mentally because you ain't trained for it. You're trying to fast, you're like, dang, I can't even go. I'm hurt. You got to train to fast, folks. So this is it. This is the clean eating plate. It's a whole bunch to it. It's called the clean eating plate. Savory breakfast, all of that stuff. This is it, folks. We're gonna go on to the next topic because we've already hit clean eating. I told you it's the biggest topic, clean eating. Yes, beets are great. Beets are great. Add those to your vegetables. Yes, add the beets to your veggies. I joined mid conversation. Sorry, no worries. We're getting ready to go to the next topic. We're getting ready to talk about why are we so tired. We're going to talk about, folks, why are we always so tired? I told you, if you want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, use that discount code ENERGY. You join the challenge for $79. If you're struggling with the high blood sugar, the roller coaster, and all that stuff, we're getting ready to go on to the next topic. But we're getting ready to talk about energy right now. Why is your energy always gone? Why do you wake up with blood sugar high in the morning, the dawn phenomenon, like all of that stuff, right? That's why the discount code's ENERGY. You want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? If, like I said before, if change is not just desired, you don't just desire to kick the meds. You don't just desire to do that. You desire to get your life back. You've got a strong enough why. You've got enough reasons. Here's the thing. Did you know that if you had enough reasons, you could do the most incredible things? If you've had enough reasons, if you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. Energy. Yeah, energy. That's it. If you want to join the challenge, here it is. I'm going to show you where you join the challenge. Here, click it right here. Follow along with me. You ready? I'm going to show you how to get to this challenge. This 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is right here. Check it out. Click right up here. I'm going to go right here. Click right here. And then click on my picture again. So you click there and then click on my picture again. And here's where you get to join the challenge right here. Right there. If you want to join the challenge, it's right there. Click right here. Boom. That's that link in my description, as I call it. On my other socials as well. You'll see them. You'll see them over here as well. Here it is. But here it is. Here's where the challenge is, folks. There's a lot of freebies on there. Go grab and go all the freebies. But for my people who are ready for serious change, they say that they're ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. This is where you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's only for people who say, you know what? I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar. I'm ready, Kelley. I'm ready to take control of this blood sugar. I've gotten to the point where I'm sick of this, man. Yo, what can I do, man? Like, yo, help me, bro. Okay. Number one thing, you got to help yourself. I can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself. People say, hey, how do I fix it? Here's where you start right here. This 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You click that link in my description, you join the challenge. It's $99 to join this 14-day challenge. But if you use that discount code ENERGY, you're joining the challenge for $79. That is the discount code. The live discount code is ENERGY. You use that discount code, you are joining the challenge for $79, not $99, folks. That's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm in Canada. Okay, great. Now, shout out to Canada. Shout out to Canada. I've been to Canada, a whole bunch of Canada. Shout out to Canada. Oh, Canada. Can I still join? Yeah, as long as you got the internet. This is 2025. Pretty sweet. We've got the internet. But yeah, you can join. Yeah, it's all over. People have joined from the UK. People have joined from Barbados. Many people have joined from Canada. Yeah, just click the link in my description. It's going to take you right to the page. Where's the replay? It's on YT. It's on my other socials, right? Just click that link in my description. You'll see you can sign up for my other socials. That's where that's where they are. You know, the YTs, we got to say, the FBs. You know, we got to disguise stuff. It really doesn't matter. They'll hit you up with violations anyway. It really doesn't matter if you disguise it or not. But that's where you find the replay of all these lives. They go right there to YT and FB. I was told no one, no, I was told no on the other things because I wasn't in the US. Who told you that? Who told you that? Everything is there. People have joined from all over the country. I mean, all over the planet. Oh, I was told no, no on other things because I wasn't in the U.S. Well, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is different. You click that link in my description, you're there. You're there. Like I said, people have joined from, Canada. People have joined from Canada all the time. Right? Just checking. No worries. I know, right? Thanks. No doubt about it. Okay, folks. Now we're getting ready to talk, but use that live discount code ENERGY. Now we're getting ready to talk about energy. We're getting ready to talk about energy right now. Why don't you have enough of it? Why are you always tired? Why are you always hungry? Why do you have these energy crashes? And it's because you're on what's called a, how did I get that one? Wrong one. You're on what's called a blood sugar roller coaster. I'm just going to put roller coaster. I'm going to just put roller coaster to save us some space. Roller coaster. Do me a favor, folks. We're going to talk about why we're always tired right now on this lesson. But who enjoys the roller coasters? Like, what's your favorite roller coaster, folks? Have you ever gone on the road to the amusement park? Or what's your favorite amusement park? Let me say that. You see, I grew up in Disney. I grew up in Orlando. We got a lot of roller coasters out there. We got all Disney's got roller coasters. Universal Studios got roller coasters. Like all kind of roller coasters. Like Busch Gardens got roller coasters. What kind of roller coaster? Oh, what's your favorite park? You got Hershey Park out in Pennsylvania. You got Six Flags. You got King's Dominion. What's your favorite roller coaster, folks? I mean, what's your favorite amusement park? Let me put that, because we're getting ready to talk now about this blood sugar roller coaster and why the heck you're always so tired and why your energy is always so low. Put your roller coasters in there. I mean, put your amusement parks in there, folks. Which one is it? Let's see what we got. Kings Island, Cincinnati. What's your amusement park, folks? With the roller coasters. We're gonna get you off of this blood sugar roller coaster. I'm gonna show you how to get off of this thing. What's your amusement parks? All right, only one, no worries. Let's skip that part then. Nobody's talking about amusement parks. The roller coaster. 70 to 100. That's where you want your blood sugar to be. Between about 70 and 100, ideally. That's where you want it. Some people are like, well, what's a good blood sugar? Well, anything below 100, 70 to 100, it should be a good range. That's kind of where you want to keep it. You're just trugging along like this. Between 70 and 100, just trugging along, just doing great. Now, here's the thing. Trugging along, you might eat some food, and it might go up a little bit, but then it'll come right back down in a couple of hours. That's called being, that's what you want if it goes up, you eat some food, you want it to come back down within a couple of hours to be back to baseline again, back between that 70 and 100 once again, and then you're good. That's called nice, clean, sustained energy. When your blood sugar is stable like this, and is a stand between 70 and 100, you want to know what that's called? That's called nice, clean energy, folks. You go between 70 and 100. Nice, clean energy. Stable energy throughout the day. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Now that we established that, but that's not how it really goes most of the time. Most of the time, it goes like this, especially if you're suffering from insulin resistance. Most of the time, you're on what's called a blood sugar roller coaster. Let's talk about it. Let's just say you wake up in the morning, your blood sugar is at a 8 a.m. You wake up, you get ready to go to work, you get ready to go to the office, and your blood sugar is at a perfect 85. Great. Now, for breakfast, here's what you grab for breakfast. You grab a sweet breakfast. Here's what your whole day is going to look like. So why you're always tired, check it out. You grab a sweet breakfast. You grab those ho-ho Twinkies. You grab a ding dong. You grab something sweet for breakfast. Oatmeal with some brown sugar. You eat that, and what's going to happen to your blood sugar at that point? Oh, yeah. You stop by, somebody said Canada, you stop by Tim Hortons. Okay? You stop by Tim Hortons. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Check your email. I got you. Should be a couple of things in there. But in the morning, you grab that sweet breakfast. Tim Hortons. You grab the pancakes, the hot cakes and pancakes from McDonald's. And your blood sugar goes high. It raises. It takes off like a rocket because you started off with a sweet breakfast. So check it out. Now, you ate that sweet breakfast and you started your day off with a donut. Now, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock and you're at the office. 10 a.m. You're at the office and you get hungry. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go get the munchies. So as quickly as you got the munchies, as quickly as it goes up, as quickly as it's going to come down. So you got a spike and then you got a crash. A spike and then a crash. So as quickly as it goes up, it levels off and it says, boom, it crashes. So at 10 a.m., it starts crashing and you start getting hungry again. You may start to get a little sleepy. Oh. That's because your blood sugar is crashing. And then you go to the vending machine and you may go grab yourself, or maybe you brought a Snicker bar from home. So you brought some Snicker bars or you bought some dried fruit, like some apricots or some dried pineapples or something, and you eat that, and what's that going to do? 10 a.m. in the morning, it's going to cause your blood sugar to go back up. You're at the office, all right? Now, your blood sugar is high again. Now we got a spike again. Now you're feeling energized, you're feeling energetic again, but all of a sudden, it starts to crash again, and you're like, oh, it's noon. Now you're going out to lunch. You go out to lunch with your coworkers. You guys go to, like somebody mentioned earlier, a buffet. You go to the buffet, and you eat a whole bunch of stuff off the buffet. You just like destroy the buffet. You just eat everything in sight at the buffet. Your blood sugar goes crazy. Or you go to Popeyes. Y'all go to Popeyes. Y'all go to a KFC for lunch. Y'all have pizza for lunch. Your blood sugar is going to go high again, and then it's going to start to crash. So you're going to be feeling good for a while, and then it's going to start to crash again. This is the whole day. The day's not even over with yet. Check it out. Now we're at 3 p.m. at the office. 3 p.m. at the office. Now what? Now we're at the cubicle. You're hanging out in your cubicle. It's 3 p.m. You're like, ah. You get off at 5. And you're like, ah. What's happening at 3 p.m. when you're in your cubicle? What are you doing? What's happening? Can you tell me what's happening at 3 p.m.? You're at the office. You're in your cubicle. It's 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. What's the day? On a Tuesday. How you feeling? What's happening? Right? You can watch it on the replay. Pretty sweet. You can watch it on the replay on YT. But we're here every day. Except for Sunday. Except for Sunday and Monday for now. Sunday. We're here 5 days a week. Tuesday through Saturday. Right now. But here's the thing. What happens, folks? Who can tell me? Blood sugar crashing, all right. Sleepy, somebody said. Just join the challenge. Can't wait. Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to you. Pretty sweet. Did you get a text message? I know you're in Canada. Are you in Canada? Did you say you're in Canada? Did you get the text message? It should have came through. And that's the only thing I'm curious about, if you got the text message. Because you are in Canada. Sleepy. I did for sure. You got the text message. Fantastic. Yeah, that's it. You get sleepy, folks, and what else? What's the other thing that you get? You get sleepy and you get what else? What else at 3 p.m., folks? What else do you get? You just had lunch. It's 3 p.m. You get sleepy. You get what else? Any other guesses on what happens at 3 p.m. every day at the office? Okay, nobody? All right, all right. No guesses. All right, here we go. That's the other one. Hungry, hungry, hunger, hunger. That's it. So then you get hungry. So then you go back to the, now you're looking for a snack. Now your coworker who loves to bring donuts every day. She loves to bring all the freaking Dunkin' Donuts, all of the Tim Hortons, all of that other stuff. Shipley's. You go to the break room and you see one of those glazed donuts that she brought earlier for breakfast because she loves bringing them. And you look at them and you're like, oh man, I'm hungry right now. And you grab one and you put one in the microwave for 10 seconds. And it comes out all glazed, even more glazy. And then you eat that glazed donut. And as a result, your blood sugar goes high again. So as quickly as high as it went, quickly as it goes high, then it's going to come crashing down again. Remember what happens when you crash? When it's crashing, that's when you get tired. That's when you get hungry. That's when you get irritable. You get hangry. You get sleepy. You get sugar cravings. You get all these cravings. Why? It's because you're on a blood sugar roller coaster. So you eat that donut, and then it's crashing again. Then you come home and you eat dinner. And what's for dinner this night? Can you tell me what's for dinner, folks? Folks, what's for dinner on a Tuesday night, a random Tuesday night, folks? Put it in the chat. Tonight, what's for dinner? What's for dinner, folks? Throw it in the chat. Can you tell me? Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, okay. Taco fish, okay. Spaghetti, that's the one. That's a big one right there. Spaghetti, right? Someone said a low sugar, high protein meal. Great, that's what you should be having. Great, but most people are eating that though. Most people, yeah, we eating some spaghetti, some mashed potatoes, pizza, lasagna. Double, give me seconds on the lasagna. Okay. Then your blood sugar goes right back up at dinner time. The day's still not over with yet, folks. Now dinner time. After dinner, you start to now it's 9:15 at night. 9:15. What's happening at 9:15? Like, how are you feeling at 9:15? Like what do you want to do at 9:15 every night? You know, you're watching your Netflix. Like, some people want to do crazy stuff at 9:15. Let's keep it PG, folks. What are you doing at 9:15? What are you doing at 9:15? You getting a dessert. Yeah, that's it. You getting a dessert. Any other guesses on what you're doing at 9? Yeah, getting a dessert. What kind of dessert? Oh, yeah, that's right. What kind of dessert though? You getting like some ice cream. You getting some cookies, a big bucket of ice cream. Oh, some popcorn. Yeah, big bucket of ice cream. Briars. Popsicle sticks. Like, yo, what's for dessert? Popsicle sticks. The red one. Let me get the red one. Your tongue's all red with the artificial flavors and colors. But anyhow, yeah, you go get a snack. And then your blood sugar goes right back up again. Now it's dinner time. Now it's bedtime. And what's happening at bedtime, folks? Now your blood sugar's high. It's bedtime. It's like 10:30 at bedtime, whatever. It's your bedtime. What is your blood sugar doing now? Your blood sugar is elevated. What are we doing now? Like your blood sugar is elevated at. Let's just say you ate that big thing of ice cream, your blood sugar is at 250, 300, 250. What are we doing now? What's the next? I'll tell you, it's a long day, folks. This is what your body is going through. We're going to talk about what the repercussions is of this in a second. But any guesses on what happens at 9 something at night? I mean, when you go into bed and your blood sugar's high. Any guesses? Okay, no guesses. But here it is. Your blood sugar's high, so what do a lot of people do? Oh yeah, they grab some insulin. So maybe some fast-acting insulin. Why? Because they had to do it simply due to them having all that ice cream. Them having their favorite dessert. Too close to bedtime. And as a result, now they're going to bed with their blood sugar high, they're going to take some fast-acting insulin or something like that, right? Insulin. Try to get your numbers back into the normal range. All right, check it out. Now, what happens at about 3 a.m.? The day's still not over with yet, folks. The day's still not over with, folks. What's happening at 3 a.m.? What's happening at 3 a.m., folks? Every single, well, maybe not every day, but what happens at 3 a.m.? This is the last part of the day. The day's still not over with yet. There's a couple more parts of the day. What happens at 3 a.m.? Our blood sugar was high when we went to sleep. 3 a.m., what's happening to our blood sugar? Our blood sugar spikes, blood sugar drops, and you wake up. Yup, that's it. Blood sugar drops and you wake up looking like a fool. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Who ever seen American Idol when that guy came on and said, you're looking like a fool with your pants on the ground? Okay? You're going to wake up at 3 a.m. looking like, whoa! You're going to wake up looking like real crazy, like real bug-eyed and all spaced out. The reason you're going to do that is because your blood sugar is crashing. It was high when you went to sleep. You took some insulin overnight, some fast-acting insulin, and all of a sudden it crashed. It crashed. It dropped below the 70. Remember, 70 is 100 what we wanted. It started getting low. It started getting like 55 or something. And then you woke up in a panic because your body will send adrenaline to say, hey, wake up. Wake up. You're getting your blood sugar dropping too low. We don't want it to get to, you know what happens when it gets too low or gets to zero? It's game over. We don't want it to get to zero. So we need you to wake up. And that's why you wake up looking all spaced out and bug-eyed and all kinds of stuff. And your spouse is looking at you like, dude, the hell is going on with you, dude? Why are you looking spaced out like that? And you're like, I don't know. Well, it's because I know. It's because your blood sugar crashed. But here's the thing, though. Human beings are so glutton for punishment. Human beings are the only species that are glutton for punishment. Like, we love it. Like, human beings want to test to see how much pain we can get in before we make a change. How much pain can we get in? This blood sugar roller coaster. Your energy's low and high and all that stuff, and blood sugar is high and all that stuff's high. And see, look, remember where I said blood sugar goes? Where blood sugar goes, what? Insulin follows. So you got all this blood sugar right here going up and spiking and spiking and spiking. Your insulin is constantly high. It's like off the chart high. It's not even, you see this chart? It's literally off the chart. Okay? That is where your insulin is. It's so high. It's off the chart. Why? Because insulin, everywhere blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So if you're constantly spiking your blood sugar, your insulin is constantly high, and your insulin resistance is getting worse. Insulin resistance is getting worse. Because insulin is like the chaperone. When it comes to putting the blood sugar into the muscles, into the cells, insulin is like a chaperone. Remember when you were a kid and you went on a field trip And they had chaperones on the field trip, didn't they? And the chaperone's job was to make sure all of the little kiddies got back on the bus. Little Johnny's here, little Megan's here, little Tim's here. That's the job of insulin, is to make sure all the little kiddies get back on the bus. Everybody gets home safely. But the chaperone can't go anywhere. The chaperones are panicking, like, where's little Timmy? We can't find him. And they're like going crazy. Oh my God. Chaperone can't go away until all the kids are on the bus safely. So it's the same thing was happening to your blood sugar. The blood sugar are like the little kiddos. The insulin is like the chaperone. The insulin cannot go away until all of the blood sugar is stored away neatly in the cells. Then the insulin can say, okay, everybody's good, or everybody's home. All right, now we can come down. Now we can get on now the chaperone can get on the bus too. Like, hey kids, did you guys have fun, kids? What did you learn today, kids? Folks, human beings are so glutton for punishment that we'll wake up the very next day and we'll do this whole thing over again. We're so gluttonous. We're the only species, I promise you, we're the only species. There's not a species like us. There's not. That are so glutton for punishment. Human beings are the only species, only life forms, like all life forms strive to their max potential. All life forms strive to their max potential, except for human beings. Why? Because we have the dignity of choice. That is why. So I can choose to wake up the next day and do the same thing over again. Get on the roller coaster over again. That's my choice. It's my choice. I'm on the roller coaster. I'm going to do it again. You wake up the next day, do it again. You wake up next week, you do it again. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. You're just glutton for punishment. That is how badly people do not want to change. Be like, yo, change? Nah, bro. I ain't changing for nothing. So like I said before, everybody has the ability to get off of this roller coaster. Everybody does. Thank you, Jazz. Everybody has the ability to get off of this roller coaster. But most people just don't want to. You've got the ability to kick type 2 diabetes out of your life forever. You've got the ability to kick insulin resistance out of your life forever. But most people just don't want to. Thank you, Jazz. Why? Because they've got the dignity to choose. That's why. That's why they don't want to. I would choose, like I said before, you're not stuck, folks. You're not stuck with insulin resistance. You're not stuck with that. You're not having stuck to take all these meds for the rest of your life, unless you have type 1 diabetes. You have to take insulin for the rest of your life. I get it. But if you're type 2 diabetic, you're not stuck. You're not trapped. You're just loyal to your preferences. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, and if you're ready to stop being loyal to your preferences, if you're ready to get off of this blood sugar roller coaster, very first thing that you got to do to get off of this roller coaster is to have a savory breakfast. Start your day off with a savory breakfast. Not a sweet breakfast like we talked about here. You start your day off with a savory breakfast. That's going to dictate the whole rest of the day and how you feel, your energy levels, nice, clean, sustained energy, all of that stuff. Nice, sustained energy, folks. Start your day with a savory breakfast, not a sweet breakfast. That is step number one of getting yourself off of the roller coaster. to getting your life back. But let's just say you really want to up the ante. Like, yo, Kelley, I'm ready to get off of that roller coaster, man. Like, I need help getting off the roller coaster, man. I need help getting off the roller coaster. If that's you, what's the savory breakfast? You missed the savory breakfast earlier. A savory breakfast is this. It is a protein and a fat and a vegetable, a non-starchy vegetable. Chicken and broccoli with an avocado. Steak and eggs with some, peanuts on the side. It's a savory breakfast. Tofu scramble with an avocado with some bell peppers. That's a savory breakfast. It could be salmon and asparagus with a little bit of nuts and with some cashews, handful of cashews, and avocado, chia seeds, right? These are savory breakfasts. A protein, a fat, and a vegetable. A cheese is no. Cheese is no. Cheese goes in the crap category. Cheese is, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, or if you're a human being, period. Cheese, it's not going to raise your blood sugar, but it's going to make you more insulin resistant, cheese. But here's the thing. For overall health, cheese is terrible for your overall health. So if you want to know more about cheese, you watch this lecture called Utterly Amazing by Walter Veith. He's a zoologist, and he's going to break down to you cheese and dairy like you've never heard it before. I promise you, you've never heard cheese. You've never heard dairy put quite like this before. He's a zoologist. You'll hear it a different way. So it's called Utterly Amazing. What can I do to wake up to lower blood sugar reading? Number one thing that you can do, if you want to wake up to a lower blood sugar reading, like I said before, start off with a savory breakfast. Don't eat before you go to bed, 3 hours before you go to bed. That's number two. But if you really want some change, if you're really for serious change, if you're really ready to get off of this roller coaster, I want you to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you say, listen, I want to get off this roller coaster, right? And even if you wake up to a low blood sugar reading, it's because of all the spikes. It's because you're on that roller coaster. If you wake up to a low blood sugar reading, it's because you're on the blood sugar roller coaster. Typically what happens when you got low blood sugar, you shoots up, and then what happens when you eat some really junky food that's got a lot of carbs, it'll shoot up, and then it'll come crashing back down. But when it comes crashing back down, it overshoots. It's like too much. Like too much insulin had to come out to bring your blood sugar back down. So it just got real crazy, and it just overshot the 70. Like it just went so low. That's called being on a blood sugar roller coaster. If you want to get off of that roller coaster, gumdrop, you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for not $99. You're joining the challenge for $79. We're getting ready to get out of here in 15 minutes. So if you want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, now is the time, right? Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. But that's only for people who are ready for change. If you got to the point where you're like, Kelley, the low blood sugar is not really that, it's not really that bad. It's okay. It's not really affecting my life that much. Okay, then the challenge is not going to be for you. But if you raise your hand and say, I'm struggling with blood sugar, my blood sugar is high, the lows, the roller coasters, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to get off of the roller coaster. I want this to be my stop. I don't want to do this roller coaster, this thing no more. I don't want to do it. I want to get off. If you're ready to get off of that roller coaster, if that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you say my A1C has just been stuck for many years, I cannot lower my A1C. I need help. Help me, Kelley, or help me, somebody. I don't know what to do. I'm frustrated. What do I do? If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Yeah. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. All that's linked in my description or linked in my bio. So click right up here and then click on my picture again. So let me sit down. We sit down the last part of the day. You know how we do it. I like to sit down the last 15 minutes or so. Since class is in session, folks, class is officially over, right? The bell has rang. Now, it's extra credit time, folks. Get to stay after and talk to the teacher. Let's see. Let's get into these questions. It's your Q&A time, folks. Q&A time. Any questions that you got? What's the challenge? A list of foods. It is a blueprint. The challenge is a 14-day blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, it's all nutrition. We're just streamlining your nutrition. It's all the recipes, all of the and the grocery shopping list, everything that you need, and everything that the blueprint is laid out. You show up, you do the work, you go get the groceries, cook the groceries, eat the groceries, get the results. That's it. That's it. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. It's all nutrition. We're just teaching you how to eat real food. Same food that you've been eating. We just teach you how to eat it in the right order. You eat it in the right order, boom. Pre-diabetes have to follow. Pre-diabetic have to follow. Have to follow the diabetic rules because that's what we don't let the pre fool you. Yeah, don't let the pre fool you. You're right, natural wit. Don't let it fool you. We talked about A1C earlier. Don't let the pre fool you. That's just the word that we put out there is pre to identify it. Pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, all that stuff. It's all insulin resistance. It's just how bad did you let it get? How bad did you let the insulin resistance get? That's all it is. So pre-diabetes means you're already sick. It means that it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. It means that you're already sick. It just hasn't gotten like super bad yet. That's all it means to be a pre-diabetic, folks. Let's see. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Because we narrowing this thing down. Like I said, folks, you want to join that challenge, use that discount code ENERGY. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But there's also some freebies on there. If you have not taken the quiz, go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It's all right here. It's all here, folks. It's all right here. Let me show you. Here's where it all is. Over here as well. All right. Oh, that's TikTok, but over here as well. Boom. Here's where all the goodies are. The quiz, free quiz, the masterclass, absolutely free masterclass. And then I go over the formula, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. And then the PDF, absolutely free PDF. And then the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. 14 days. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, it's all nutrition. You follow it. It's easy. It's easy in the sense, it's simple, but it's not hard. Let me say that. It's simple, but it's not hard. It is a challenge. Let me correct myself. It is a challenge. So it's simple, what you got to do, but it's not easy. That's why it's called a challenge. It's going to challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. You step outside of your comfort zone for 14 days, the possibilities are endless. If you have enough reasons, you could do the most incredible things. You can get taken, somebody got taken off of their diet, their doctor took them off their medication. Someone who joined the challenge. The doctor took them off their medication after 2 weeks. Glipizide, GLP-1s, metformins, all of that. The doctor took them off. If you have enough reasons, you could do the most incredible things. I promise you. Like I told you before, if you wanted to, the example I gave, if you wanted to get your number to a 4.9 or 5.3, they said they held your kids ransom. They kidnapped your kids and they said, we're holding your kids ransom. Only way you'll get your kids back is if you get your A1C to a 4.9 to a 5.3. Everybody will break their neck to get their A1C to 5.3. Break their neck. We did the example earlier. People said, yeah. And I said, well, if you do that for your kids, why won't you do it for yourself? This is what the 14-day challenge is about, doing it for yourself. It's $99 to join the challenge, but if you use that discount code, energy, you join the challenge for $79. Let's see here. Type 2, but I'm trying to gain weight. A1C 6.7. What do you suggest for me? Well, if you're trying to gain weight, it shouldn't be a problem to gain weight if you're already suffering from type 2 diabetes. But it could be the point where your body is so it's in panic mode right now. The reason you could be losing the weight is because your body's in panic mode. When your body can't switch between burning fat for energy and burning burning fat for energy and food for energy, you are going to lose some weight because your body says, dump the fat reserve. It's a panic mode. We can't switch over. Dump all the fat for energy. Sounds like that's where you are. Will it go down in 14 days? Someone went from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. From a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. These are real life stories. People come on and share their stories all the time. Come onto the live and share their story. Someone got taken, that same person got taken off of her medication. The doctor took her off of all of her glipizide and metformins and GLP-1s during the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But the reason she did that is because she was serious. She had enough reasons. She had enough reasons. Like I said, if you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. If you don't have enough reasons, you'll just make up an excuse. If it's high, will it get to 4.5 in 2 weeks? No. It's not going to get to 4.5 in 2 weeks. You still got a lot of work to do, but you're going to put a major dent in your A1C if you show up and you do the work. No, that's unrealistic. Those are unrealistic numbers you're talking about. Okay? You're not going to get rid of diabetes in 2 weeks. You're not going to get rid of insulin resistance in 2 weeks. But you can put a hell of a dent in it. It takes 3 months to see the overall picture. It takes 3 months to see the overall picture. 2 weeks is just a small snapshot. But in those 2 weeks, you could do a whole lot. You could put a big dent in your A1C in as little as 2 weeks. I've seen it happen. People come on and share their stories. It's amazing stories. So no, don't. You're not gonna get rid of. You're not gonna get your A1C to 4.5. 4.5 is really low anyway. You don't want to get it that low. 4.9 to 5.3 ish. Shoot for about 5. It's a good range. I have a good friend and twin aunts, one with high sugar and one with low sugar. Yeah, are they both diabetic? One's got the high end and one's got the low end. Or maybe they switch sometimes, you know what I mean? So one's got high highs and low lows. Yeah. But that's a good example. Twins can dictate your lifestyle. Twins, how they live their lifestyle. So here's the thing. Thank you for saying about twins. Here's the thing about twins and family. People say, well, diabetes runs in my family, blah, blah, blah. No, what runs in your family more is lifestyle. It's not the condition. Here's the thing about genetics. When it comes to genetics, genetics will set the stage. Genetics will set that stage, folks. Talked about twins. But it is your lifestyle that steals the show. Genetics will set the stage, but it's your lifestyle that will steal the show. Think about it. It's your lifestyle first. Lifestyle is always going to be lifestyle first. That's higher than anything. Should I consume more of a fat diet? Not necessarily. I mean, you can protein, fats, and a good balance of protein, fats, and non-starchy veggies. I don't know how much fat you're consuming right now. As long as you're doing the healthy fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. Do you get your how do you get your A1C down? By doing the work. The only way that you're going to get your A1C down naturally and to keep it there, the only way that you'll get it down is by changing your lifestyle in 4 specific areas: stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Honorable mention, let's give an honorable mention category. That would be substance abuse, things like alcohol. It's the only way you're going to get down. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. There's no magic pill. Age does not matter. We had someone who joined the challenge at 80 years old. She's 80 years old. She joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, after many, many years, she's been trying for many, many years, she couldn't get her blood sugar under 100. Now, after she joined the 14-day challenge, it's under 100. So age doesn't matter. Your body wants to heal. So that's no excuse for age. It's not a reason. Those are excuses. Reasons come first. If you got enough reasons, baby doll, you could do the most incredible things. Appreciate you, baby doll. Let's get up. We're getting ready to get up out of here. I'm going to tell you how to get up out of here. She wants to know how to join the challenge. If you are struggling with insulin resistance, if you say, you know what, I'm exhausted by sticking my finger, I'm dreading what the meter is going to say every morning. If that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you wake up every day, like I said, you just dreading those numbers, or you can't remember the last time you felt energy, real energy running through your body. If you can't remember the last time you felt real energy running through your body, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you've already tried everything and nothing has worked, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you are ready to get off of that roller coaster, you say, Kelley, listen, I've had it. I don't want to. I'm ready, man. Like, what do I got to do? If that's you, if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, if that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining. It's $99 to join the challenge, but if you use that discount code ENERGY, you're joining the challenge for $79. $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. If you use the discount code ENERGY, it's linked in my description. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. Go to the challenge. Go to the challenge page right there. Go to the challenge page right there. Same thing over here. Go to the challenge page. Scroll up. Click right here. Here's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14 days is a blueprint. So as you follow that blueprint, you're going to get the same or similar results as other people have gotten. It's a blueprint. Same results that I got. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. I told you, folks, this is your story. This is your story. It's not my story. It's your story. You can rewrite your whole story. You can rewrite your whole story. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:15 Eastern a.m., 8:15 Eastern time, tomorrow morning. But here's the thing. You can rewrite your whole story by the decisions that you make. If you're ready to join that challenge, use that discount code ENERGY. See, these are the choices that we got. When we're born, here's the thing, folks. When we're born, we look like our parents. We're born and be like, yo, you look like your mom. You look like your dad. You look like your grandpa. You know that? But when we die, we look like our choices.